It's literally
Listen,
just the
alright.
sad porn.
Perfect timing as the countdown just ended with that note of your bloody sad trumpet. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Shut the fuck up.
I am. That was the last one.
God damn it. Alright, welcome back to Necromunda in Genesys. We are here a little bit late, but it is fine. I am Trisky, your not-so-humble GM. And joining me are three gaggle fucks who live in the Underhive who are looking to get by in life. First off, from top of the Discord list is our smallest one.
I'm
Literally.
Pfeiffer, also playing CC, the Ammo Jack Squat.
Hi. Next would be the European.
The European. I am Marius. I am playing Sigismund, who is a Hierophant and devout follower of the Emperor.
And last would be our sleepyhead.
I'm Trey. I'm playing 32.
Smash.
I actually like that explanation the best. It makes a lot of sense for 32.
True.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Yes.
You'll have to
that
forgive
is-
me for the short introduction. You said European, and all that popped into my head was Legally Blonde's Gay or European song.
Oh joy. You got some fun stuff going on today. And by that I mean it is going to not really be a battle map kind of session today, as this is more planning and plotting related stuff that we're doing today. It may be a bit shorter of a session, but we'll get through and have some fun. So, in the background, first off, whoever hasn't yet should probably boot up the Foundry.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that going. My everything is deciding to wait. Aha! Now it works.
There we go.
It was just like a blank screen for a long time.
I gotcha. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta refresh it. It's a bugger like that. But in the background, outside of the view of the players and the viewers in the community, but only in view to the players, I have introduced base building mechanics into the game, which is going to be something that they have to put their money towards if they want to improve the base and the stake of their gang. It provides various benefits, and the lack of some of them provide disbenefits. And going forward, your guys are going to have to keep track of some things. Mainly, I'm going to start having food be an issue for you all. You're going to have a max capacity for your gang, based on like current housing and whatnot, and other such things. When the vehicles right now are basically just parked out in the open, there is a chance every now and then I'm going to, like, in-game time every week, there's going to be a chance that somebody tries to yoink them.
Gotcha. So capacity, food, transportation, defenses.
Yep.
So I'm
you'll
like
have
writing it all down.
You'll have all these things available to you as options. And you're going to start having to earn some credits if you want to do things. So you guys get to sort of direct the stead of your jobs going forward. Sarah Creed will offer ideas every now and then, but I would very much prefer you guys try and, like, poke in your own ideas as much as possible, because whenever I have to draw back on Creed, it's basically just me admitting that you guys have nothing better planned.
Mhm.
But with that in mind, we last session you guys participated in the arena of the local Escher gang, and with a little bit of betting got a bit of money. Do you happen to recall how much you got at the time?
I was given 100 credits.
Like 200 for me.
I had a total of 480 at the end of that.
Yep, so you have a decent bit of starting credits, but these kinds of credits aren't going to be very useful in the long term for bigger projects, like the ones that you have to build, because basically the cheapest one is going to be like 10,000 credits. So you gotta start looking into some money making.
Mhm.
You also know that the Eschers are a bit of a threat. They definitely went easy on you in the arena when it came to the two girls in CC who barely managed to get out alive from the looks of it. Like, had they had a little bit more, had they had more poison on their blades and whatnot, they would have fucked you up quite nicely.
Yep.
But with that in mind, you guys have a couple of options available to you. You can either focus mostly on a single objective that you already have in mind and go work on it. So if you, for example, decide that you want to go attack the arena base or something, or go back to that one thing that you guys knew about with the mutants over the bridge or something, you can choose to do something like that. Alternatively, you can also do some scouting, because you guys do not know most of the local gang and factions that exist in the area, and knowledge is power, so that may be something you might want to do. I'll give you accounts of who's in the area, and based on how well you roll, you'll get additional information from your number one, questioning, and number two, actual, like, eyes-on investigation. And the third option is we wallow in nothing.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, did you guys have an idea of how you wanted to approach it? Because while Creed is quote unquote the leader, you guys are actually leading the charge for the most part.
I wasn't really sure where we should start.
With the base building stuff.
I mean, my idea for the base building is I definitely think that we need medical as one of our first things, because we don't have endless waves of people.
Yep.
So with us not having,
Hold up.
droves.
Risky.
Yep.
Where is the church option?
I apologize. I will get right on that in a moment.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Now, there will be some form of shrine.
I'll
to
have you know the
that you
Emperor
can get
lives
done.
within our hearts.
But yeah.
Technically, if you get living quarters, Sigismund could very well create his own personal shrine in his living quarters. But
Only
I will.
personal shrine. Insulting.
Yeah, I will also add an option for a regular shrine at some point.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Yep.
All right. So, we are at a standstill. What do you nerds want to do?
First off, with base building, it's like, yeah, medical facility probably an okay thing to have in general.
Yeah,
and also
it would be very nice to know that if we can make it back to base, there's a higher chance of living. Defenses would definitely be second for me. I think actually having like better doors, better walls, better defenses. We can worry about, prettying up the inside once, it becomes a bit of an actual fortress.
Yeah, you basically just have barbed wire fencing right now.
Yeah, I'd hate for someone to show up with a basic ass truck and some hooks and then be able to take down our fence.
If we can grab the only thing about defense is that it requires only one turf. But it is way more expensive, but we'll see.
So, one of the things is you guys have been working towards getting some supplies, and you did bring some of that back with your truck at this point.
Yeah, we just don't remember the details because of Zinch being an asshole.
Yeah, but you can use those materials to build one relatively cheap thing within reason. Sadly, medical would not be it. It would have to be something that you could reasonably do with just the building material. So either setting up walls or setting up rudimentary living quarters or setting up a rudimentary space that you would then need to get the additional things for.
Well, our vehicles are very important, so I'd say a big, like either just like a big rectangle like warehouse to park them in, kind of like a giant garage.
Yep, that's one of the options I got in the little dock
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think if that's currently what we can do, I think that'd be the smartest thing rather than flaunting, multiple vehicles.
So
Maybe, but
this,
that having a massive fucking warehouse will sure as shit bring attention to us, possibly.
Right, but it's easier to guard the entrance to a warehouse than it is every
Yeah,
open
that's
chain
all
link
I'm-
fence.
That's what I'm looking too deeply into this, at least for now, because yeah.
so the way that would work is you would be able to make the space, which would accordingly make it harder for people to steal the vehicles or even know you have the vehicles in the first place just by wandering by. So
Mhm.
that would be a good start. However, you do technically lack the equipment and such, so you would still have to get a little bit of money. It would heavily reduce the price of finishing it as a result. So you would get the immediate benefit of those checks every few in-game weeks that would normally happen to see if anybody tries to yoink the car. Would be they would be at a significant disadvantage for the universe against you. However, you would
Right.
not get the benefit that it mentions about extra repair ability and such. By the way,
Yeah.
in case you're curious, silhouette is a term that is being used in there, and that refers to vehicles and their size. Different vehicles have a different silhouette. Both of your vehicles only have a silhouette of 1.
Mhm.
Actually, the meat truck should probably have a silhouette of at least 2 or 3, to be honest with you. But regardless, they take up a certain amount of space. You can only have vehicles of a maximum of 5 or less inside of the garage. So if you somehow get a silhouette 6 or higher vehicle, you can't even store it in the garage and it will be in view.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it to you guys amongst yourselves to discuss a little bit, decide what you want to specifically do, if you want to go forward with the garage or if you want to do something else. And based on that, we can then decide what you want to do after.
I mean, I think a garage would be best, just keeping it out of view. If somebody wants to come and figure out what it is, they have to first get inside and then get inside the warehouse and then get the vehicles out of the warehouse. Like, it becomes more of a problem than just getting inside the fence, grabbing the vehicles, and leaving.
God, restricted by money. What a foreign feeling.
Ugh.
Dude, stop making this too real.
I'm going to assume that we do not have enough for like a Vox relay station, because that would also be okay. And at the same time, it's like, with how shit it would be, anyone
I
could
think
probably
we already
get
have a
run out of
shitty one.
communication.
Because I have a
You-
Vox caster.
You have a Vox caster, so if you read the information that I gave on the Vox relay station, you have a very limited range with that, without having a proper relay station. This is a way that Sarah Creed and anyone at the base can keep in contact with you guys out on the field on the regular.
Yeah.
See, what is living quarters? Pretty uncomfortable housing.
Exactly.
How many credits do we have currently?
As a
To run
gang,
with? Was that up at the
whatever
top?
you have in your inventory, you guys have basically nothing. You definitely
Exactly.
don't have enough to purchase any of these upgrades on your own, but you do have the materials to get the building for one of them, which will effectively have the cost of whatever you decide to make the building for.
All right. I mean, any objections to a garage?
Not really.
Well, we're being played. It's the classic DM move to put something that's not important at the very beginning. It's like, oh, by the way, if you don't have this, someone might try to steal your car.
Well,
you know, it's
let me
did
also
foreshadow
put this out as well. If you do not have a place to store food, then you are going to start having issues with that as a resource that you will have to make either you guys or some of your subordinates go on regular runs to try and gather food, which can be very dangerous in the Underhive because food is very limited. And if you do have storage, you can actually stock up some of it if you gain excess, because if you don't have any space for the excess, it's going to go to waste.
All right. Do we want to risk our cars getting lost or starvation?
Yeah, I guess mess hall makes. Yep. Yep.
I was gonna
We'll
say,
feed them.
hey, I don't mind getting a bit package for a couple of months, years if we're unlucky.
Okay. Don't know if we have 5K creds though. We might
I
have.
might be able to work around.
So
the
basically,
car
what
issue.
I'm going to say is the accumulated supplies that you've gathered count for about 5,000 credits worth.
Okay.
So you could straight up get the mess hall if you want to.
Yeah. Well, we should do that.
And so that will provide you about, at max, a month's storage of food and also a rudimentary place to eat it. You can, like, in roleplay, upgrade the place with, like, decorations and shit, but that's,
right,
like, more fluff than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, food, water, shelter should be the priority.
Yep.
I'm afraid cars.
Well, I assume food and water are both covered in the mess hall.
Fair enough. Also, I was gonna say that with decorating, it's like Sigismund would like to decorate it with imperial shit, but that's expensive. So
candles.
And he doesn't have it. Fair.
Yeah.
Candles will have to do for now.
So, on that note as well, you are going to have to decide where you want to put it on the map physically, and what you want to move around. You have a barbed wire fence by default. You can expand that to accommodate whatever you do.
Oh
But
yeah,
for right now you have.
Oh, so this is our base map.
This is your base.
I
Yes.
wanted to mention, hey, is this enough to also get an actual toilet instead of just a hole in the floor?
Actual toilets don't exist properly in the Underhive. You're SOL.
I don't mean
guy.
actual. I don't mean actual toilet. I mean like toilet you have at your fucking grandparents in the
He needs his own
countryside.
personal golden throne.
Real.
How do I pay?
There's your toilet. That's what you get.
Where the hell's the drawing tool?
Is the pencil on the left side.
We don't have access to
Which
the
you don't have
pencil.
access to.
Okay, there we go. I can highlight. Is that where we want the mess hall to go? Can you guys see that highlight?
Yeah.
Would that be fine on the opposite side of the bathroom? I don't really want to put the mess hall against the hole in the floor.
Fair.
Sure.
Give me just 1 second. Let's see if I can.
How do I delete?
We'll need to make the fence bigger, but oh well, or move it.
Yeah, the fence will adjust accordingly. So it'll be about that size there for a mess hall, and assumedly there's going to be like another
Actually, I have
story.
a question. How many of our guys just have to sleep in the fucking cars?
Yeah, at the moment, yes. So basically everyone at the gang right now, you're already basically at your max capacity for having no facilities, because people are willing up to a point for a small gang to deal with sleeping on the bloody floor. But if you want to expand any further, you're going to have to get more space for more people, which is why you're going to need to start making some money.
Says living quarters. We
I
can
just
have up to 25 gangers.
I wanted to mention that the people who are on the fucking lookout to make sure that the car don't get stolen, one person is looking out, the other is sleeping in one of them.
Yeah, I mean, in roleplay, yes, that would probably be a thing, but what would actually probably happen is one of them would get knocked the fuck out and kidnapped alongside the car.
True.
2 for 1.
2 for 1.
Yeah, so we will do mess hall, and then we will look into ways of making money. A really good way of making money is either, stealing it, but that makes enemies. Or
we just murder those mutants.
kind of what I was thinking. Maybe we go back and we like get that. Maybe we start running, I don't know, services. Gangs run services. The one lady's ran a fighting ring. Entertainment's a service.
I'd rather not enter services to make a service and then have to deal with whoever the fuck is doing the same thing, seeing as competition and having to get in trouble with them.
They're far enough away.
All right, let's start considering your overhead costs.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was it. Like, I'm just starting up a business. You have to start dealing with overhead. Never mind. It was a dumb joke.
No, I understood. I was just like, go on, my overhead costs.
Oh, just having flashbacks.
Your overhead costs, everything falling on your head if you don't do it right. Almost quite literally, because there's a floor above you.
I guess the only issue is how, just because I don't, like, out of game, I don't know the world well enough to come up with an idea of how to make money myself, other than maybe, like, taking on jobs like we have been, but we haven't been making a ton of money off of those.
So, you are in one of the most well-known merchant hives of Necromunda itself. There is an open market for, a market. However, in that respect, you have a lot of competition there. One thing that a lot of the gangs do, and that is for example, the main point of the video game adaptation of Necromunda, the Underhive Wars video game, is archaeotech hunting, looking for ancient technology buried deep within the Underhive of some sort to capture and use for personal gain or self-profit.
Okay, so that is an option for us.
Yep, it is an option for you. You would have to find some form of lead or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can try and set up like market trade of like services between you and another faction as an immediate way to get some assistance.
We definitely could sell some of the gas we have. The Promethium, is that what it is?
Yep. It's Promethium. That's the fuel that's used by the
Because I think we had 3 barrels. We kept 1 for personal. And then we still should have 2 barrels. And we were going to ask Creed to flip it at a good price.
That is an option. Or you could go out and see if you can find somebody who specifically needs it themselves.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that as well.
However, you don't know anyone in the area, as I sort of alluded to earlier, so doing some form of rudimentary scouting would be in your best interest.
Okay. In terms of districts, what do we kind of have here? Like if you were to break it down, is it all just kind of like market and living, like all kind of just scrambled together, or are there like a machining area where, like, are there areas where each of us could kind of go and it would be easier for us to like scout?
Oh Jesus, lagging up on me. I'm trying to get it to swap scenes.
Yeah. Joy.
Oh, it doesn't seem to be cooperating there. Give me just a second to refresh the page and see if it'll work now.
I'm going to say, will it do it if
it's
paused?
There we go.
Oh,
I had to refresh.
there it is. Okay, cool.
So this is the world map of your level of the Underhive, roughly. I mean, obviously, it's more of a caricature of it, but you can see the multiple areas of this. There's also another section of Underhive, which is even more dangerous below you. And there are ways to access that. But for all things, all basically, you have sort of the biohazard waste management regions in the western side, the manufactorum to the right, or eastern side, The main market district is far to the north, and you are in what is more the residential area.
I'm betting the Manufactorum will probably pay us a better price than the market. Especially if, we're bringing it to them. I consider that a premium service.
Yep, you went decently close to the Manufactorum for your quest to get supplies in the first place, so when you eventually got said supplies was in the drill tunnel, which is run by, well, some drill mining guys, but they have
Right.
very close ties with the Manufactorum.
I mean, any
Sounds
objections?
like a good
Any
idea
thoughts?
to me.
Yeah?
I mean, do we want to sell the oil first or do we want to murder mutants? Is my question.
Do you think that we can handle them? Like, do you think us three can, handle the mutants? Because
One, we have NPCs. Two, probably.
that's
maybe,
true.
may
We
have.
do have a bit more ammo. We did just get a couple new weapons.
I'm still at less than half HP.
Yeah, I don't remember
Go
how
ahead
you
and
healed.
reset yourself to 0 wounds, because at this point it's been about a week since last session. Like in universe, you've healed up. If you want to
Also-
heal up sooner than that, going forward, you're going to need a proper medical department.
Gotcha. Well, while we're feeling good and
I
healthy,
just
and we have vehicles, do we want to roll the dice on those mutants?
I just wanted to first mention that I might also try to do my fucking praying to the Emperor thing to see if he can to basically ask murder the mutants or sell the oil.
He would like to shake up his magic 8-ball.
Bop it. Ah, fuck, wrong one.
That is effectively
Dude, those
just
things
asking
actually
me
work.
what I
My
think
friend
would be a
broke one
better
open and
option
drank all
for
the
you.
liquid and then said he was going to die, and then he did.
God damn it.
Oof.
Does the mutants seem like a very, I don't know. It's one of those too good to be true moments, and I'm worried that whenever we go there, it's gonna be the end of the adventure.
I mean, I'm
How about
pretty
we,
sure that one of them was a giant tentacle monster.
Let's take it one step
maybe.
at a time. So the Prometheum, then get the bitches.
Am I allowed to roll for the funny or no? Is my question.
ahead.
Also, pause the game because Foundry being wacky sometimes. Also, what difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
To advantage is amazing.
The Emperor does
Do I
not
want
seem to want to
mutants?
speak to you.
Do I want to re-roll that? Of course.
Spend glory. Reroll it.
Jesus.
No.
The Emperor definitely does not want to speak to you.
Sad face.
Damn.
Does it a third time. Listen, alright, fuck off.
Sell the gas or fight the mutants? Sell the mutants. That's not what I asked.
So you
yes.
have let me give you
Zero.
guys a rough idea of how much you would actually get credit-wise for the Prometheum that you do have available.
Yeah.
So if you look through gear and you look at Prometheum tank as an item, that is about maybe like a 20th of one of the barrels that you have. And that goes for about 150 at market price.
Kind of jack. Fuck.
No.
if we wanna
What I'm
make-
saying is you would
3K.
yeah, it would be about 3,000 for the two full tanks.
Oh.
Because it's 150 times 20 and then times 2. But that would be
Gotcha.
assuming you get it at full market value.
I was
Right.
told there'd be no math.
Your
Man.
name is literally math. Shut up.
He didn't choose his name.
Turns out his name is
I did
actually
choose my
spelled
name.
32. I mean, honestly, I'm open to suggestions from either of you as well. I'm fine if we want to sell one of the barrels to fund an excursion, or we can just take a trip out to the actual manufactorum and try and sell it there at a little extra. Like, we might be able to get full market price if we're offering it to someone who needs it and doesn't need to take, you know, a trip to the market.
Sell the gas at a manufactorum and scout the area.
I mean, I'd be fine with that. We can kind of scout the mutiny area again.
Bring fucking.
Sigismund, who was our friend there? The one that
the manufactorum was the one with the giant buzzsaw.
it is.
I was going to say if I want to sell the promethium or gas or whatever, we probably want to bring David along again.
Probably. And so I think I had interrupted you when we had our options. So there is artifact hunting, which is a good way to make a lot of money, but is most likely dangerous due to, you know, going in either old ruins or, you know, cave systems that aren't exactly safe, as well as having to find a lead.
Yeah, whenever you get these leads, there is a pretty high chance that you're not the only one who got said lead, so you may have to fight other gangs.
Yeah.
Which is basically the premise of the Necromunda video game, but is varying degrees of whether or not that's going to happen in this. Depends on if you can get a reliable lead that has not sold that information to someone else. And with that in mind, most good leads are probably going to cost you some money, too, because information is power.
Right, but we also know someone who's out by the mutants that we want to go kill anyway, who might... I heard they weren't very talkative the last time we saw them. Sigismund, do you remember that person?
Deadpan?
Yeah, Deadpan.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go and bug them. Whether or not you get anything out of them is a different matter.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we definitely weren't rude. I feel like we were okay enough.
I literally left him money.
Yeah, and it disappeared.
Real.
I mean, doesn't seem like he talks much or they talk much, so there's a good chance if they know anything, they might sell it to us, and shouldn't be too many people there. I think that would actually be a pretty... I mean, it'd be relatively safe. And hell, we'd get to meet Chucklefuck again.
True. I mean, I also want to murder the mutants because I want to actually do stuff.
Yeah, little bit of heresy. A little bit of heresy purging.
We need money for the information first.
I will tell 32 a little bit about our excursion, just so that he has an idea. We took a trip out. We were just trying to grab scrap metal. Ended up at an area where we needed the bridge lowered to kind of go any further. And during that encounter, we happened to cross a little bit of extra supplies, but were guarded by mutants. Yeah, there was literally just a room full of mutants, and I didn't see it myself. Sigismund did, and saw that there is a room just filled with guns and ammo and armor and like every which way. Apparently all the bodies kind of wash up in that area, and so the mutants were just like picking up the bodies, picking up all of the stuff that was salvageable, and then just throwing it into a pile. So it is a literal like treasure hoard, but is guarded by a couple mean-looking mutants.
Yep.
Huh.
But we're headed that way anyway. And we're going to talk to our buddy Deadpan. Definitely my best friend. No doubt about that. Deadpan can do this really cool thing with his mind where he can like move stuff around, and it was really neat. Hadn't really seen that before.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go that way. So I'm just checking. I'm not trying to like keep taking control of anything. I'm
You're
just
the
like
only one
for
talking,
me.
so if the other guys don't
Yeah.
interject, then
Okay.
Lead the way, Steven. This is your
How dare you.
section.
I am CC.
Lead the way, CCN. This is your
who do
Your
you bring
time to
along
shine.
with you? And which car
If
do
we
you
are
take?
Oh, that will
probably
matter.
probably
Yeah.
the biggest truck. And what is there any reason we cannot bring both?
You can bring both, yeah.
There's a risk
Yeah.
of losing both.
Yeah, but if we lose them both, we are probably fucking dead anyway. So
Who was our? Hold on. Nope. You weren't the driver. You're not the. Oh god, is it
Equire was
you?
the other one who could drive.
Fucking A, it was Equire. Damn it.
I mean, he has combat skills because, of course.
I mean, if we're gonna try and sell stuff and make a little extra money, I think Lycan Champ might actually be fine to bring as well.
I mean, if we are gonna get the fucking loot horde, we are gonna have to go back anyway. Is the thing.
Mm-hmm. So if we take 2 vehicles out there, we should be able to break. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll be able to get a decent amount.
Like,
you know, if we live.
So are we just going to murder the mutants, or are we also taking the gas with us right now too?
At least bring a can with us.
Let us attempt something beyond our capabilities. Diplomacy.
Last time I tried that, I ended up in an arena.
You don't know what diplomacy means.
Sir, I have the highest. I believe that I have the
yes.
highest speech skill here. Yet I'm a fucking devout worshipper of the Emperor, and those are fucking mutants. It was already hard enough for me to not try to murder them, and the only reason I did it was because I was covered in shit, almost. Because we had to do like 10 skill checks to get across the
He
fight.
fell in the stinky water.
Almost. I mean, I did get covered in it because of one broken pipe or whatever the fuck. Anyways,
But does that sound good to you, DM? Is that something we?
Yeah, I can bring it
can
back.
do?
I still have that map.
Okay, cool.
Still have those maps.
So I guess we will head that way.
I want
Do we
to-
just?
oh, let me recuperate because do we want to go with a barrel of oil over there where there is the loot pile, possibly murder the fucking mutants, and then also go to the manufactorum area?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go to the
You can go to the
manufactorum, make our
manufactorum and do
deal,
that on the way
and then
back.
on our way back. Yeah.
Alright, because I wasn't sure of all of that then.
That would make the
Yeah.
most sense realistically because you want the space.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll drop it off. We'll get our credits and stuff. Pick up anything extra we might need there because if we're gonna make a decent amount of money, we might want to grab a couple things like grenades or
So,
Yeah, might be good to plan
some
out
stuff
the
to clear a room.
also, probably acquire drives the not truck car, and then I'd say Freddy and myself stay in that one, and you can have David along in the truck.
That's fine.
Works for me.
Give me
And
just
we
1
take
second to
both
do
of the
something,
barrels
but
of
I'll do
oil,
that.
only like 1.5.
So myself and David will be in the regular truck.
You have
I'll be in
one.
the truck with you.
You have 1 barrel that you kept for yourself already.
Yeah, which if we
Yeah.
fill up, I think you said we're able to get there and back.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Yeah, then we'll do that. I will take David with me, and then you 3 in the other one.
Joy.
All right, to the manufactorum.
In what car does the 32 want to be in?
Whichever one gives me enough room. I think that might be the truck.
Fair.
Might also be the person to carry the barrel of lithium.
Alright, give me just a second. I need to set something up.
Not a problem.
In the short term, I would like you to do the like 2 different driving checks for me on the way, CC.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Man.
So 1 success. The second one was a bit of a threat. Along your travels, down towards the Manufactorum district, at first, for the good first portion of it, you manage to avoid anything significant, though you do garner a bit of attention for driving by. So that may have an issue on the way back. However, towards the tail end of your venture out into the Manufactorum district, you come across a strange blockade in the road and notice some figures standing about menacingly.
He's standing there menacingly.
there we go. I spent 20 of my experience up my driving. I was like, I have
yes.
decided what I want to do.
Yes. Increase your driving only now.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to do it before.
Understandable.
The more practice I get with driving, it makes sense. The more I can put into it.
Based. Anyways.
On what?
On your
He said based on what?
No, this not in your map. Anyway.
How dare you?
How does the menacing figure look like?
The figures appear to look... Well, you haven't had any interactions with these, except for maybe either CC or 32, actually. So I'd like both of you to give me a knowledge, general, local, I forget what it's named.
Mhm.
Common, yeah, knowledge common. All right, so CC recognizes these. Funnily enough, the one who would be more likely to know them, which would be 32, does not recognize them. So bear with me for just a moment as I paint a little bit of a picture for you. So, CC, you notice a couple of figures standing off ahead in what looks to be relatively normal underhive clothes, but well-endowed red armor that seems to cover, just all the unjointed regions of the body, so it's more like flak and whatnot. It has some very small horns and such on them, like spikes and whatnot, that are pretty still common for basically anyone in the Underhive. Sadly, you can't use spikes down here as an indication of whether or not something's chaos, because they're fucking everywhere.
Real.
So, before you guys got that obvious idea from me saying they're spikes. Oh, they're spiky boys! They must be chaos!
I didn't. It's a fucking Necromunda.
Are these any of the colors of a common group that we know, like the Redemption Cult, Goliath, Orlok, or Delok?
These look like they would be... Well, the houses have different varying sub-gangs that work under them, so they don't necessarily have a unified color scheme. But the kind of armor that is indicative here reminds you of Goliath.
Okay.
So...
so these would be maybe some big dudes.
There's some big guys with strong weapons standing about a stop in the middle of the road, and that is basically being worked as a what you would assume to be a very forceful extortion point. Not even go a scam where they're looking to extort people coming by, basically road toll shit. And obviously, this particular endeavor of theirs hasn't been noticed by any of the enforcers or anything in the area, or they haven't cared, or they've been bribed.
Yep.
The actual result of which you don't know, but you do notice some strange beings here. So I'm just going to quickly do this for you, and this
How
is
many strange beings?
view. This is that is the wrong one. That is still the wrong one. I never uploaded the proper art itself. Let me update that.
Understandable.
I accidentally just uploaded the token and didn't update the actual art. So I need to do that real quick, and then I can show you. This is what
Ooh,
basically a generic one of them looks like.
okay.
Oh.
Understandable.
Is that Mr. Popo?
No.
The Popo? No, they don't
No.
look at all like the Pale Knight Enforcers that you would know.
Oh, nobody here has seen Dragon Ball.
No,
Oh.
I have. I just don't think he looks like Mr. Popo.
Fucking no, they aren't part of the
Maybe
Dragon
you
Ball
just
Z
take the
faction.
face.
Well, all right. I mean, we're gonna have to pull up and hopefully get through this relatively unscathed.
Alright, I pull up.
I have to do some scathing.
All right.
Also learn
See.
what roughly part of the road are we on right now.
I will update the world map for you in just a second here.
Just place the car there because
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I just need to move you along. So you get stopped around here.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you drive up slowly as they wave you down to stop moving and such. And do you just simply roll down your window or whatever?
Good officer evening.
Yeah, cut the chatter. You know why we're here.
How much is it?
Looks over the vehicle, steps aside. Give us just a second first. We gotta do a bit of an inspection. Who's driving the truck specifically?
Let's say I was driving the
Truck.
because we have
I'm pretty
what?
sure. I mean, you're driving the truck, and do you trust Acquire with driving the truck?
Yeah, he has the best driving out of everybody else.
Fair.
Yeah, Acquire's got some good driving skill.
He might have the best driving, but do you trust Acquire?
I don't know.
That
That's
is
not
my
my truck. That's not my deal.
So you're in the car, and another
Yeah.
one of the gangers drops by the window of the truck and taps it for it to roll down. Acquire just looks around for a moment in a bit of a daze until whoever's in the passenger seat with him slaps him and tells him to roll down the window. Are any of you with Acquire in the truck?
I should be, because I'm specifically
It
in
should
the car
be
with
them two and Acquire. I
All
have
right,
David with me.
So
there's
uh,
also Freddy.
Sigismund and 32 and Acquire are all in the front seat of this vehicle. It's a fucking smoke room because two of you have fucking
Excuse me
fire
for a
on your
second,
back.
because I just want to mention that I'm pretty sure that Freddy is also supposed to be here.
Oh, is he?
somewhere.
Okay, he'd be with me then.
All
Freddy
right.
would be in the car, yeah. But two of you are in the front. Both of you have braziers that are like your window is already open. in order to prevent you from, burning to death, and you're probably hanging out of it, Sigismund, so you have the least comfortable drive of them all.
He's used to it.
But Equire usually does have his own, but he, unlike you, is not so insistent about keeping it lit 24/7. He does it more as like a vision thing rather than a sign of the Holy Emperor. Because it's, relatively cheap to keep a fire burning. As long as you have, something flammable, which exists in droves down here in the Underhive. But you basically, 32 or Sigismund, one of you slaps him and tells him to roll down the window, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So the window rolls down and he looks at Equire and he goes, "Pop open the back door." Equire just sort of looks at you two and just like, "What did he say?"
I don't think you can pop open the back door from the front.
Yeah, like a fucking like a trunk lever. You guys are in a hatchback truck.
There's a lock of some sort on the back. He's basically saying, "Unlock the back." Equire just looks around in a daze, unaware of what the hell's going on.
Should I get the key and go unlock it?
I think so.
Alright, I'll grab the key and go unlock the trunk.
I don't understand if it's a trunk or if it's detaching.
It is a box truck. So you are in a proper box truck. It is not a trunk. Yeah. It is one of those lever lift up above kind of things. It's just locked at the moment, and so they don't
just say okay, now I get it. Then it's the fucking you roll it up.
It's a bloody U-Haul truck.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Anywho. You step out of the vehicle. You are watched very tightly by a few gentlemen with loaded bolt guns pointed in your general direction, not directly at you at the moment, but they're ready to flick up and shoot in a moment's notice. And assumably you don't take your hammer with you. If you do, they basically point guns at you immediately.
I'll leave it in the car.
And they basically escort you to the back of the truck where you unlock it and open it up. And in front of you are the 2 large canisters of promethium that you're currently carrying. And one of the gentlemen just whistles and looks at it and then turns and says, "Leave one of these with us and you're good both ways."
Yeah, I'll kind of lean out my window and be like, 1,500 credits for a 2-way? You're running 750 each way? We can make a better deal than that. Come on.
What, you mean a better deal for us? Yeah, we could take them both and gun you down.
Probably not the greatest idea for you, but I don't really have time to explain why right now. I'll tell you what.
Oh, really? Is that a threat?
A promise.
I feel like I have to...
Roll a charm check for me.
He
sort of laughs a little bit.
I'm like, I'll tell you what. We're trying to go so we can drop this off, get enough money to pay for a little bit of information. Trying to make money, you're trying to make money. I can cut you in better than a barrel of promethium. But we need our information. I see that maybe we could help each other out here. I'm thinking we could each probably walk away with, probably about 3 apiece, yeah? I'm counting with my fingers. I'm yeah, maybe.
Oh, really? What do you propose?
Well, I assume you guys have some people over in the Manufactorum, yeah? Maybe somebody...
We have our connections.
Yeah. Maybe we make this mutually beneficial, and maybe you can help us out with turning these barrels. I was thinking maybe we do 1,500 a barrel when we got there, but if you've got some connections and, you know, I'm a bit of a talker, I might be able to get a bit more out of the barrel a piece. I'm looking at, I bet you we could probably get 2K a barrel. And then we drop you 1,800 coin, maybe 2K coin, depending on, you know, how the deal goes. And then that's coin in your pocket rather than trying to flip a barrel yourself. Do you really want to lug this around?
One of the guys just looks at you a little bit, and I'd like you to do a negotiation check for me.
For sure. I'm incredibly okay at this.
Yeah,
I'm going to use a glory. Yeah, 100% using a
You
glory
had
on
to
that.
fucking say something.
Wait, how did I just lose Okay, I was like, how did I just lose where my negotiation was? 2 advantages. It's a lot better than just a flat failure.
He looks at you and scratches his chin, and you notice a couple of them in the background conversing, as the one who's basically been like doing all the conversing so far just stands about and waits for them to come to some sort of conclusion. You hear some obviously crackling vox chatter in the background, as somebody seems to be making some form of communique outbound, and you just wait a moment and you're held up for a little while as they discuss.
Okay.
After a little bit of time, assuming you guys don't decide to do anything rash.
No. No, if you said
Never.
they have bolters and there's more than 2 of them, then yeah,
They're
probably not a great
bolters,
idea.
they're Goliath, they're big Goliath guys, and there's about, like, I don't know, maybe 10 of them at the outpost. I'll say, just to have a solid number for you. That's at least what you can see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're already getting in fucking trouble with Ashin slightly, so, or Ashin members, so we probably don't want to also piss off Goliath.
Lycan Champ is in the car with CC, sort of tapping his foot and just like, your art of the deal needs a little bit of work, my friend.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's a lot better than losing a whole barrel.
Would you
We're
like
able to
me to
use
have a
any of
crack
your
at talking to them?
If you want to take a crack at it, go ahead. But just so you know, I'm going to be leaning my seat back if they start firing.
That is absolutely understandable, my friend. Right,
Yeah,
so
I'll
now
just
you should
kinda-
actually have ownership over David Lycan Champ's sheet.
Okay.
I would like one of you to roll for his negotiation.
So, what's his negotiation? Only
Lycan Champ seems to be CC's favorite character, so I don't see why he couldn't roll for him.
I don't
I mean,
see.
I honestly want.
There it is. Oh, Jesus.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
no,
trying
he's
to think-
nutty.
I'm trying to. I won't fucking find it. Maybe.
He's his Lycan Champ!
Lycan Champ
Sig-
readjusts his very tattered-looking suit and steps out of the vehicle very slowly as not to raise any suspicion. A couple of the gangers look at him with a little bit of a hey, what the fuck are you doing kind of expression, but considering he has no weapons holding up his hand and he steps out very slowly, they don't see it fit to pull up weapons on him. And he looks over at the gentleman that you've been talking to, and he just says, "Hello, gentlemen. Pleasure to meet you. Let me introduce myself. I'm David Lycan Champ. I am an ex-member of the Guild Associates, and I would like to make a deal." And then the other gentleman, who has been doing most of the talking up until this point, turns and looks at him up and down, sees him in his weird dapper suit, and he's just like, "Oh, Guildman. Interesting. Why didn't you just say so? Let's get some proper dealings going on. Here, come on over here. I'll get you in contact with the boss." "Of course. Sounds great to me." As David Lycan Champ walks forward with a really confident and elongated strut towards this gentleman, who leads him over to the Voxcaster. And you hear
I
some
assume most of
very
us are probably out of
energetic
the cars by
conversation in
now.
the distance.
Yeah. I assume most of us would be kind of standing
you could
outside of the
basically be
cars at this
standing
point. There's
outside
no
the
point
cars
in
under
it.
watched, under like supervised gun, like.
I'll kind of just say to
guard.
like Sigismund and 32, I'll just be like, he's growing on me. He keeps impressing me.
A little bit of time
We
passes.
have-
Yet again, you find yourselves held up, and some awkward shuffling of feet and whatnot goes by. And then eventually one of them is just like, going to look at you, puts a finger up to the bead in their ear, and then says, "All right, you can pass." And
All right.
proceeds to just shut the truck door for you and lock it. As David comes back with a big old grin on his face and a small little basically what it was the closest equivalent to a business card that you could get.
Fantastic.
And he's just like, "A deal has been struck. Let us move along and get these proper sold. I have some coordinates for us."
Sounds good.
"It's been a pleasure doing business, gentlemen." They just sort of like wave at him politely and then open up the gate of their blockade and
Yeah,
let you
we're
through.
still gonna kill.
Yeah, I'll ask David. I'll be like, David, how important is that guild membership thing?
"Oh, the guild has quite a bit of power on the Underhub, my friend. Now, you see, I will let you know, between you and me, my relationship with the guild is a bit estranged at the moment, but I can still utilize that in my favor."
Proud of you, David. Proud of you.
But, moving forward, they gave us some coordinates to a group of Mechanicus boyos that may wish to purchase our stock for a decent price.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll pull ahead of the truck. Just since I assume David will be leading.
Yeah, he's basically going to just give you some coordinates that you can put into your
Mhm.
data slate and follow relatively.
Okay.
There's some form of rudimentary, like, near equivalent GPS system. Obviously, it isn't GPS because you're deep underground, and that wouldn't work, but you get the idea. It's some navigation system that you can follow
Right.
along with. And so you're given some coordinates to a section of the Underhive, and it tries its best to bring you there. Whether or not you can actually get there is based on whether people have caved in the road.
Yeah.
Which, luckily for you, after the road stop, it does not appear that anybody has particularly harmed the road at this point, as you proceed a bit more north of where you went last time. And not what I meant to touch. You find yourself, as you continue on, you pass by more and more large, clanking mechanical buildings, and you smell the scent of more and more of the oil and sacred unguents that you would vaguely know as being reminiscent of the Mechanicus, though you have little experience with them personally. You just know them as weird metalheads, for the most part, cog boys, as the military calls them. And as you proceed further and further in, you come to within like a stone's throw of the coordinates you were given, and actually some of the mechanical buildings seem to give way a little bit. So instead of
Mhm.
proper manufactories, you find a open area of what looks like solid concrete for a little while, and you look out in front of you and spot a small group of weird shapes moving erratically. You don't really know
Okay.
how to describe it. You've never really seen something like this before. You spot a group off in the distance, rolling up and down these strange, like curved holes in the ground, jumping up, spinning around, doing all sorts of weird things. It looks a bit confusing. But they are wearing the telltale red of the Mechanicus, at least the Mars Order.
Yeah. I mean, David would probably be. I'll just ask David. I'll be like, David, these look like the guys.
Well, these are the coordinates. I wasn't told very much about them, except that they are rather eccentric.
Easy enough to deal with then. We like eccentric. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of we'll like park and then get out of our vehicles. We'll leave it locked.
Yep. Do you leave anyone to guard? I'm assuming Equire stays back because he has gunnery and you have a turret on one of the vehicles.
I'll ask either one of you, 32 or Sigismund, do either one of you want to guard the car?
I mean, I could also stay to guard.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, it can just be me and David who go up and talk to them.
You both proceed forward a little bit. Does 32 come along with you?
It might help him believe that we struck a deal with Goliath.
Sure.
Fair.
Yeah, that works then. So 32 will guard, or it's fine. Equire can kind of just sit by the vehicles. I mean, he's got a gun, so.
I mean, you have like Fred and Equire and.
Oh, true. I keep forgetting. You know what? I apologize to Fred. I keep forgetting about Fred. He's just been chilling.
It's
in the
okay.
back.
He's the normal. He's the normal dude. That's why you would forget him. He doesn't have. Some
he's just quiet. He's just sitting in the back. He's like, "Yep, just doing my job."
You just one of the ex-party members may have accidentally killed his boss. That's about it.
Yeah.
But you proceed forward. You're walking along what seems to be. The closest thing I can describe to you that would work in real life is bare, flat concrete. It is a large, open area that you proceed forward. You see a strange... Up above the concrete is one structure coming out that looks to be made of wood, which is relatively rare, especially considering the planet is stripped of any and all, like, trees and wildlife, so it must have been imported in some way, shape, or form, meaning these guys have some, at least, economic power. But the building that is being made to is very rudimentary. It is a set of two platforms located a distance away from each other, with a curved bank of wood that goes between the two.
Okay.
As you proceed forward, you notice some people jumping up and out of the ground. As you get closer, you seem to notice that whatever they're moving on seems to be at least some form of mechanicus device, as it does seem to be spewing a little bit of what would otherwise be toxic fumes every now and then. If you didn't know that, basically every single Mechanicus cogboy has some form of built-in respirator. But they seem to ride along the walls of this dip in the ground, jumping up, grabbing onto whatever device, and going back down.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll do kind of like a little whistle and be like, looking to make a deal.
What's that?
Like a deal. We were sent here from the toll road.
Oh yeah! Hold up just a moment, Presky.
Oh fuck.
And after a short moment, one of the larger figures with a severely large amount of mechanical implants, to the point that they don't even have regular legs. They seem to have, like, two black tentacles below them. Seems to fly over to you at incredible speeds on a small little hover device. As whatever, you're not sure, they're Mechanicus, stops in front of you and does a sick drift to stop as you proceed to see this figure.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I would be kind of marveling at the technological aspects. Like, I can definitely still appreciate.
Hey, bros! Welcome to House Omega! How you doing?
House of Mega.
Not
House
like this.
Omega.
Oh, House
No, like-
Omega. Gotcha. They're like, hey, friend, we were told that you might be in the market for some Promethium.
Oh, yeah, we gotta keep our boards, like, running, bro. Yeah, we'll totally buy some of that up. What you got? Sort of, like, glides around to the back of your truck where he assumes that you have your
Yeah.
stash.
I'll say 2 full barrels.
Damn,
Well,
that'll
listen-
run us for a good while here. Yeah. So a lot of the other manufactorium districts won't sell to us anymore because they find our activities to be superfluous when they're all righteous in the eyes of the Omnissiah, bro.
You know what? It's a damn shame. I think I could
I
actually like it
know!
around
That's
here.
what I told the others. Hey, you want to try it for a little bit? These are fun, man.
You know what? Most definitely.
Before you even get a chance to reply, he jumps off of the hoverboard and shoves it into your hands.
Yeah, I'll jump on it and I'll be like, David, the dealings, and then I will try and hoverboard.
All right. So, it is a
Hoverboard.
strange device that is very foreign to you. You are a small squat, and this is obviously a bigger board intended for a different, like, height and stature. Roll me a difficulty 4 athletics check to see how badly you wipe out, or if you somehow miraculously manage to ride this thing.
Can I use tech use?
No, this is about balance and coordination.
Okay. And coordinate difficulty what?
It is an athletics check, difficulty 4, so 4 purple.
Wow.
You proceed to try and get on the board as you notice this individual do when they came over.
Just
And
goes,
you
just
immediately
immediately
flip up in the air and fall face first on the concrete. Whoa! Wipeout, dude!
But I can't say it's not fun.
Oh yeah, you had a brief moment of levity when you were temporarily floating above the ground before you quickly fell onto the ground again. But yeah, he then proceeds to hover over to the back drawer of the truck and like say, "Yay, can you open that up from us?"
32, you have the key?
Yes.
Bro, you got some nice muscles there, man. But have you ever considered the raw steel of the Omnissiah? Says talking
Maybe you
to
can tell me
32.
more about this raw steel after the deal is struck.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. Hey, some of you guys get over here. We gotta get you to bring some cans back, bro. We got some raw fuel. General chorus of other very similar sounding
Just, oh, bro, really?
Mechanicus
Oh, fucking
individuals.
sick.
Yeah, it's just like party, woo, bust out the keg kind of shit going on as a group
I
of
love
them
it.
come on over on their hoverboards as well, and then you open up the back of the truck and they proceed to actually just like kickflip into the back of the truck with their hoverboard and come out hauling the barrels as if it weren't filled, you know, to the brim with very heavy
Mhm.
promethium fuel.
The wonders of anti-gravity tech.
And of physically augmented strength.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
As any human on these boards would be physically incapable of picking these up on their own. But they
Maybe I
proceed to kickflip out with the 2 cans, and then the guy who was talking with you is just like, "Hey, bro, yeah, have this. A little bit of extra to compensate you a bit for the scratches of that wipeout, bro." And he proceeds to pull out a data slate, tap a couple things, and then sort of pauses for a moment. "Oh, my bad, bro. I forgot. There's like social norm stuff, right? I never introduced myself, did I?"
You know what? I didn't either. And I'll reach up my hand and be like, I'm Cassidy Cork Harbor. You can call me CC, bro.
Yeah, it's real brief and to the point. It's a nice nickname, bro. They call me Rad. 2Ds.
Rad with 2Ds. Be like, all right. Be like, that the data slate you have, would you be open to helping us maybe set up our own little digital currency?
Oh
pretty
yeah, I
helpful
thought
for
that was
us.
what we were gonna do. What, you don't have a? Oh shit, let's get you a bank account, bro.
Do we not have one?
You've been basically carrying around physical credits for the most part for now.
Gotcha. Yeah, having a digital system might be nice. I mean, having actual gold, not everyone. Okay, so this is like the like when credit card machines started coming out. These are the guys who had the credit card machines. Everyone else is still carrying around cash in their wallets.
Yeah, there is basically a way to transfer money back and forth digitally because you're in the far future. There's tech, there's data slates, there's all of this stuff that you need, and some of the groups that would need to do some of these sales would be basically like unable to do business if they had to physically transfer the amounts of money that they have to transfer at times. For example, rogue traders in universe, if they had to physically transfer the amounts of money that they sometimes have to pay, they would be doing that for years.
I'll ask if we have I'll ask Sigismund because he might know. Do we have any way to withdraw money back at the district we're from? Or will I just bring a tablet back with a bunch of money on it and no way to actually get it out?
Both CC and Sigismund, you both... Actually, all three of you can do, like, lore common.
Common? Okay.
I'm not necessarily there right now, but yeah.
Sigismund would be at difficulty 3, because you're not actually from here, but you may have observed something. The other two of you are native to the Underhive.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm at the truck mostly. Come on.
32, you know about an ATM. You know about an ATM near where the base is. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, you have an idea where you can go to withdraw at least a certain amount of it. And Rad, in coming up to you guys and doing this, then proceeds to be like, "Yeah, what are your digits, bro? Give me that. You gotta go." He basically does like the teaching somebody who doesn't really do much technology how to find like thing and give you the appropriate number so that you can transfer the credits.
Do you have the extension open or you have the browser open?
Yeah.
No, left click. I said left click.
Yep. If you would like to do a tech check to make sure that he is like leading you correctly, then go ahead. Or you can just trust him inherently. It's up to you. Depends on your demeanor.
I feel like any tech savvy person genuinely enjoys showing people the correct way to do it rather than trying to fuck them over. I will give it an inherent.
All right, yeah, so you're just gonna trust him with it. He doesn't seem to be malicious at all, especially with his jovial tone and just like showing you everything very vividly. It's just,
I mean, I can appreciate when someone's...
you may be better being a bit skeptical of, but these guys seem, as you seem to have been told, eccentric.
He's appreciative of his craft, just like I wouldn't rip someone off by fixing their gun wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like, we both take pride in, what we do, so I kind of get that.
And he literally worships technology, so if he did it wrong, he would be committing a sin.
Yeah.
But he eventually gets you to go through all of this, and you know the general market factor of what you need, like the base market price of the amount of promethium that you're supplying them would be about 3,000 total between the two barrels.
Yeah.
You look at the account that you now have set up, and after a short moment, he's just like, "Yo, bros, want to see some rad tricks and stuff?" It starts flying off, and as he's flying off, you look down and you get a ding notification on your little data slate, and you see the number 5,000.
Alrighty.
I do want to see him do that sweet kick.
I do want to see some sick tricks, yeah. Tony Hawk, but on a hoverboard.
Real.
Yo, anybody ever tell him he looks like Tony Hawk?
We'll call him Techie Hawk.
So this is what it looks like. So these are the indents that you were seeing earlier on the ground. So there's like 2 pool indents here. This half pipe is the strange wooden structure I was
literally
talking about.
just a fucking skate park.
Yep, it's literally just a skate park, but this is completely and utterly foreign to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the middle part of this actually extends up. So this is like a inner tube kind of thing that you can go through.
Right. We're not able to see the full map. I can only see the
give me
the
a
edge of the
second,
half
I'll
pipe.
adjust it, but you can
You're good.
You can move around freely now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
There, now it
Bro,
should just
I
all
was
be
here
visible.
to murder some mutants, not to do some sick tricks.
Yeah, but look at that. He's doing the grind.
I'll be like, they also paid us, 5K credits for, the barrels, so we can indulge them for a moment.
Ah, they did pay us well. You see, when I was discussing with them, they mentioned something about a group that would pay a premium for this kind of resource. Mostly because nobody else is willing to sell to them.
Well, definitely think we'll be coming back here if we end up with any more Promethium. Definitely a solid way to help pay for some of the changes to the base.
The real question is, are we going to pay the Goliaths anything?
I don't think we had to.
Oh, they do still expect a compensatory.
I think it was 2K.
No, I said 1,800 to 2K.
They would settle for about 1,500, they said.
1,500? Simple.
Works for me.
So basically you get a net 3,500 by the end of this. But yeah, I assume some of you spend some time around here, some of you more begrudgingly because you want to murder some heretics.
Can I actually ask any of them here, because they might be the ones to ask? Do they know of any artifact areas?
I don't want to say that if anyone shoves a hoverboard in my face, I will not say no.
They definitely, absolutely do at some point.
They give 32 2 of them so that he can put one on each foot.
So let me put this in perspective a little bit for you. 32 would fit absolutely fine on Rad's hoverboard. You were actually way too small for Rad's hoverboard because Rad is huge.
I'm having to take off the armor in order to do the kickflip.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind messing around with one for a little bit. I assume over time it would make the difficulty check go down.
Gritty deals is like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
I just sit on one and try and hover that way instead of trying to stand on it.
Yeah.
All right.
So can I try to roll? Would it be to try to roll an athletics to see how well I do for this?
Yeah, so you would roll in athletics. It is still going to be difficult because number one, it's hover technology, which you don't have on your home world at all, really. At least to any proper degree. Maybe you've seen a repulsor tank being used, but that's also a tank, not something you ride on. And number two, no matter what, the board is still going to be too big for you. The only person who I'm not going to disbenefit for the board, if you borrow it from Rad or any of the bigger guys, is 32, who would barely.
I get difficulty 2. I'm taking off the plate.
Nope, you're taking difficulty. 32 gets difficulty 3. Sigismund gets difficulty 4.
Yep. To be funny, I'm gonna use my 2 free blue dice for this.
All right.
Also, it's an athletics test, right?
Yes, it is athletics.
And for difficult, you succeed. I fail with 5. Is the rest of my party fine with me trying to reroll to get some.
No, absolutely not.
In fact, I use a ruin, and hey, Sigismund, those are some
Yes,
pretty nice flames on your
I
back.
get set on fire.
No, those are some pretty nice flames on your back. It would be a shame if they set the half pipe on fire.
The stop,
The
drop,
what?
and roll. The half pipe.
So basically what happens is you proceed to jump on the hoverboard atop the half pipe over yonder and are about to go down when you immediately lose your balance and roll off of the board down the pipe, rolling down halfway. And by the time you're able to like gather yourself together and stand up, you look back and some of the like leftover promethium and flames from your braziers have set the wooden material on fire as a literal trail of fire has followed you where you've rolled. And immediately, the Mechanicus jump on this like, oh shit!
Anyone has a blank yet?
I would also like you to take 4 strain.
It fell straight down a half pipe.
I'm so disappointed. I couldn't even do my kickflip.
You went first, actually, all things considered. Just before that, you managed to do a really rudimentary series of passes back and forward. You managed to try a flip. You sort of stumble, but you don't like fall flat on your face doing it. It's not a success, but you didn't hurt yourself too much. But due to the threats, you succeed, but you don't do anything really nice and fancy, sadly. You're still trying to get your balance, and you're just focusing primarily on keeping it.
God damn it. Alright.
Hey, with given time, you could get better with these things, but considering this is your first time, that was actually pretty good. Now, the fire on the half-pipe that is now being doused by Mechanicum is not as good, as there is now a quite obvious burnt streak in what was once really nice garnished wood.
Man, I can see the Mechanicus point on the certainty of steel now.
Damn, bro, I knew you should have made it out of steel. Yeah, but the wood is the classic way, bro. Don't you remember the texts?
Vintage.
I swear to God, if the tags are Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
You notice them proceed to pull out various ancient artifact-like relics that are basically DVDs and video games of various like skating and surfing games. And
Yo, was that the
movies.
Tony Hawk and Scooby-Doo special?
There is like surfer movies and whatnot that they obviously picked up the strange lingo from video games that showed them the idea of all of this in the first place. And then you notice that they have it all and are like holding it in like prime condition as they can, and they're like treating it like delicate masterpieces. Rad pulls out a single like magazine of like a skater magazine and just like lifts it up in the air. It's just like the text, holy text, states the obvious. The half pipe gotta be wood, bro.
Guy collect skate.
I'll ask. I'll kind of ask again. I'll be like, we're also for hire if you want us to try and collect any more of those texts. We just don't really know where to start.
Shit, yeah, man. If you ever find any more of the holy text of the Omnissiah and the shredding, bro, we'll totally take him off your hands for its healthy sum, man. We found these down in the deeper parts of the Mechanicus district over yonder. He says, just pointing in a general direction.
Gotcha.
Incredible.
All right, we might be able to find some more leads. I mean, based off at least we have, a beginning of a lead.
But yeah, bros, it's been a pleasure, but we got some maintenance to do on the boards, you know? Gotta keep them nice and bright.
Yep. All right. I guess we'll get back to our cars. We have our data slate and like our numbers and stuff like that.
Yep. They
And
basically
then
bid you farewell and then start to clean the stains of the burning on the wood, and also proceed to like seem to be cleaning and maintaining their boards.
yeah. All right. Sigismund, I think you were itching to purge heretics.
Mayhaps.
Right. So you proceed backwards. I assuming you do get stopped at the stop point again, and I'm assuming you do pay your
Yeah, I'll hand over the
compensatory
15.
1,500, and they nod at you for business well done. And with that in mind, you move along yet further, to the location you once were, where you found these strange mutants, which was all the way back here.
Yep.
And you proceed.
Do I get the chance to do the discipline roll to recover some of my strain or no?
Negatory. You don't have a proper way to get that done during the brief car ride back over there. And with that in mind, you arrive at the same old pipe network that you were in previously.
I made sure I marked down our digital currency. Yeah. I say we leave the, or who would we want to bring with us? Because Freddy's probably going to stay with the car.
Acquire.
Probably Acquire. All right, so we'll bring Acquire and we'll leave David and Freddy to guard the vehicles.
Sure.
You're going to bring along Acquire, and David and Freddy are going to hang around the vehicle. So Acquire is here with you. Let me give you guys proper like control over his token so you can move him about with you.
Mm-hmm.
You should have control over him now.
Yep.
And I'm technically
Awesome.
going to do the same for the other couple guys that are members of your team, because I want to have to control less. So I will put the burden on you.
Yeah, we will kind of I'm going to approach the edge of the bridge where I was before. I know you're working on the character, so I'll wait a second.
I think that the funny lightning for my token only worked on the previous map because Foundry is fun sometimes like that.
Oh, you mean the lighting? The reason it's not working right now is because I think I disabled most of it due to, you know, you having had it scorched out.
Maybe.
Because it did get snuffed out at one point while you were here last
Yeah.
time.
This version of Foundry also doesn't allow us to point things by holding down M1. Joy.
You sort of gotta show 32 the way because he's never been here, but you do eventually move along up front.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Any sight of a chuckle fuck over here?
Nah, we didn't knock on their door this time.
Fair.
He wasn't posted outside in any shape or form.
Hello? Can you please lower the bridge?
Yeah, I'll kind of whistle over and see if I can get his attention without really calling his name.
There's a small click and a whir of motors as the bridge proceeds to fall down in front of you with a racketous noise to it. bridging the gap across.
Yeah, I'll kind of go over and see if... Oh, he's just not over here.
I mean, you don't see him.
Oh, there he is.
I'm assuming that he's busy reading books. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Oh.
Hello.
Yeah. I'll nod. Yeah, I'll like nod my head and be like, hello again. Sorry to intrude. We came here to hopefully take care of the mutant problem.
Mm. He seems like indifferent and sort of just shrugs and starts to wander off.
I'll be like, Sigismund, take 32 down there. I wanted to ask Deadpan maybe more information. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to like walk behind him the whole time. I'll be like, Deadpan. Sorry, he went beyond a door. I don't know if he left it. Oh, okay, he did leave it open.
I need to guide both 32 and the Acquire.
I'll be like, I wanted to ask, because we're here, are you in need of any services? I mean, you seem to be doing fine, but if you needed anything that required you to go out...
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm
all right.
good.
Could we perhaps pay you for some information? We're trying to gather up enough coin to fix our living situation.
He sort of looks at you. You get some impression that he's considering something, and he's just like, what do you want to know?
Well, we were led to believe that possible artifact hunting could be a good way for us to make some coin. At least in the short term. Best bang for our buck. Met some people from House Omega, and they were talking about sacred texts over in the Mechanicus district. If you knew anything about that, or if you knew of anything else in the Mechanicus district, we'd pay you for the information.
He's just sort of looking at you, and you have an odd feeling that he's just thinking.
Yeah, I assume he's kind of always thinking.
He sort of seems to stand there in silence with you for a little while, and then after a short while, he just shakes his head and says, got nothing.
All right, well, if you think anything, we'll be here for a while. And
okay.
Make my way down to...
Remember how last time you wanted to sell Chucklefuck for the fucking
I don't recall.
mutants?
I don't recall what you're talking about.
I deny all claims.
Sure, buddy.
Listen, I still have one corruption for that. I'm trying to be a better person.
Anyways.
I maybe threatened to use someone as meat in exchange for resources.
Yep, so you return back over to this section of the Underhive. There was a pile of stone that the two of you that were here before had to clear aside in order to get to this
Sigismund
door.
would have explained to 32 and Equar that's like, yeah, we moved these stones back in the way of the mutants just in case, because obviously it was already here, so...
Yeah, they were barricaded in before. We assumed putting it back was the right move.
Yeah, so we have to take it out again.
So it does take some time, but it's a pretty rudimentary task of lifting like a couple bricks at a time, moving them into a pile a little bit more to the south.
I assume that this is way faster with 32 being here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for 32 to just shove a bunch of them aside.
Yeah.
But as you approach, you come up to the door. And...
Alright, do we want to just go in guns blazing then?
Well, I worry that if we open that door and there's more, going in gun blazing is going to get us immediately killed. Maybe we just try and take a little bit more gas? You know, we say we're going to take gas. Worst case, we come out with gas. Best case, they haven't multiplied.
Last time, fucking Sigismund had to convince our party member who's no longer here to not kill the mutants with like a fucking difficulty 5 check. I think that we're gonna come here to get some gas, and once you see the loot pile, you'll just go goblin mode. This is just how I'm thinking that things will go, but yeah, we can say that we are here for more gas.
Yeah, that works. Can do that. Make sure I pull up my sheet. I think I still have the carbine on me. I do. So I will kind of ready that.
Don't you have a bolter?
Yeah, factory bolt carbine.
Alright. Because I wasn't sure if like carbine meant like a normal gun or your bolter. Anyways. Who wants to be the friendly face to open up the door first? Should I go first?
Honestly, I think 32 might give them the most fright. I think if you open the door and you're on fire, you're going to piss them off. If I open the door, they might laugh at me.
I clicked the door and it's not open.
The door is currently locked as you finally try to open it.
Lock sound effect.
Rattle, rattle,
May
rattle.
I knock on the door?
I mean, you can, yeah.
Thump, thump, thump.
Just
No response.
Do it again.
knock on it this time, but with the hammer, it'd be louder. I'm not trying to break it down yet.
You just knock a second time, it always works.
Knock in a rhythmic pattern.
No response.
No, don't do it in a rhythmic pattern, you'll attract the sandworms.
All right.
That's more of an oval, actually.
Let's make our way through this door then.
All right. What do you propose to get through the solid door made of what looks to be either very refined steel or adamantium?
Big hammer sounds good to me.
Or a bolter round.
Does the door even swing open, or does it?
It opens up in both ways. So it's. It's like
the bolter round is more expensive though.
Right.
The hammer's pretty expensive.
Fair.
Bolter round might give us a better idea of what we're working with. Because if I put a bolter round into it and nothing comes off, we're not getting through that door.
That makes perfect sense. And you know what also makes perfect sense? Doing this while you do it.
What?
Yeah. I won't be shooting it at a straight angle to myself.
Oh yeah, also stay away from the walls. Or just around the corner, that sounds better.
All right. I will put a round directly into, like, what I assume would be where the locking mechanism is. Because, I mean, the doors kind of lock. Like, they come together, and then I assume they have, like, a twist lock or something like that.
All right. Would you roll for your bolt carbine for a difficulty 4 to see how well you place the shot?
Jeez. Well, it won't be good.
I'm assuming that this is.
I only have a 2 into heavy weapons.
I'm assuming this is more of a general thing to see if he actually hits the.
This is more to see.
How could I miss
the
door? Yeah.
You hit the door. This is to see like if you miss the proper part for the mechanism, how long it's going to take, how many rounds you have to expend.
Oh, I won't be expending that many.
Yeah, you get to a feeling after a few blasts here that with your bolt shells,
Let's say
you would have to
I'll put in
expend more
3 at
bullet.
least.
You would have to spend a good few more to get it because as you learn after you break the first lock mechanism, you realize that it is one of a few separate points at which the door locks.
Gotcha.
There's like 3 spots, one at like the top, the middle, and the bottom.
Gotcha. I can ask now if 32 feels like he now that we can kind of identify like where the points are. If he felt more comfortable trying to get in with the hammer now.
Because the element of surprise is already gone.
Oh yeah. Loud ass like doom, doom, doom.
Yeah, I'll get
All
my
right.
crossbow ready, I suppose.
Guess I should aim while I do this.
Yep.
Aim gives me 1 boost. What difficulty is this?
You are trying to break a solid door with, what is your hammer? Is it a regular hammer? Does it have any power qualities?
It has a heavy wart. It has a heavy head.
All right, so you have a very heavy hammer, but it doesn't have any like force power or anything else to it to aid it through this. So it's
No,
not
it's
necessarily
just-
like anti-armor per se, but you can still give it a shot. It's still going to be a difficulty 4. So you're aiming for where you believe one of the locks to be. You can swing your hammer, try and get it open.
Can I take some strain and aim?
Why is it that we
Yeah,
always
boost.
have? Why is it in that all of your campaigns that door it's always a difficult? Now in 40k campaigns, it's always a difficult thing to open a door.
I mean, to be fair, the door is meant to keep people in or out.
It is
So it's doing a good
literally
job.
a solid as fuck door.
Check succeeded.
Maybe.
I aim
As well as if
for
we get in
1
here,
weak
it's
point.
most likely going to be fucking raided or empty.
We'll see.
That's why I'm not going to expend more than a couple rounds.
You slam at the door. Speaking of which, did you make sure that you removed those rounds from your inventory because that's important?
I did.
You spent 3
Mhm.
rounds.
I have
Alright.
17 out of 20.
Okay. All right. So, you managed to thwack at the door in the spot where you believe that the lock is, and after a few hits, taking brief pauses in between to catch your breath and aim properly so you don't waste your energy, you manage to get one of the 2 remaining locks to crack. You can see a small beam of faint glowing green light coming through the spot where the bolt rounds managed to open up a little bit.
Shall we look through the door holes?
I would love to.
Do you want to be the first one to do that then?
Yeah, I can. Do you want me to roll perception?
Give me just a second. So you lean up against this hole, right?
Uh-huh.
What can you see physically?
Couple goons.
Roll a athletics check for me to dodge the bullets. Yep, you immediately
Nice.
duck underneath, and as you do, a small hail of basic stub ammunition goes through the hole over your head and lands on the concrete wall behind you as Equire ducks down and he's just like, the mobs are coming!
Time to take some fucking cover then.
There is barely a slit of visibility. They must have been really aiming that to get it through.
Yeah. Hey, we knocked.
We know.
I don't see a no soliciting sign. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything back. Has he exposed enough of the last latch for me to try and shoot it?
You could shoot it, you know, relatively where it is, and with a pretty well placed shot, this time at only difficulty 3 instead of 4, you might be able to get a hit on it and do it in one blow.
We could also try asking Equire to do that.
Yeah.
Is Equire way better at?
He's better at gunnery, but I don't know about his.
I don't know about his.
He has four agility. So
ranged heavy.
He
Yeah, he's got way more.
I got a stub rifle. I mean, a stub.
He has
revolver.
a las gun.
Las gun would actually be weaker.
Mm-hmm.
In this circumstance.
All right, I'll hand him the carbine and tell him where to shoot.
I have a stub revolver he could use.
I also have a
stub revolver would be weaker. So basically, if you do not know what bolt ammunition is in universe,
they're like mini rockets.
Just
they're basically
gun because
propelled grenades.
Sorry that I'm interrupting because but I'm mentioning the last gun because it's like it will still get through the door while it's not a bolt gun round. It still fucking melts shit.
Yes, but you would need to expend significantly more las gun ammo than you would need bolter rounds.
Right. Should he have a difficulty 3?
Let's see. How does this mechanism work? This ain't like what I had when I was enlisted. Whoop! Clicks the trigger at some point. Somehow happens to be the right point in time. Shoots it. Hits the lock directly. And the door seems to like crack a little bit. You still need to push it open from the looks of it, but it does appear that you can just open it up.
Push it open, more like fucking kick it open at this point. Unless you want to become a pincushion.
Yeah. I will take the carbine back from Equire and I will pull out my stub revolver. Just a better shot with it.
I'm just gonna leave myself on the proper tile because range.
I'm probably one of the more heavily armored people. I'll leave Equire kind of there. Yeah, I'll try and kick the door open. Kind of just give it like a good, like what is it? I think it's literally called like a horse kick or like a donkey kick, and what you like turn backwards and you like hoof the door. That way I can
32
run.
Sigismund, let me paint the picture for what CC does for you. All right. Short little squat man notices that the door's locks are now broken off. 3 locks for the door that opens into the walls on either side. He proceeds to back up and charge the door. I thought you just said we had to
kick the door open.
You still have to open it up, but the doors don't move that way.
Oh,
they don't fold in. They're like sliding doors.
I wasn't. Yeah. I wouldn't have kicked it that way. I heard that we have to kick the door open, and I was like, oh yeah, you have
to pry it open. You have to move it open. But no, like that would be that you would basically just like fall on your face and hurt your legs quite considerably doing that. You have to shove it open, which means you're going to be at risk in line of sight of the enemy, is what I'm saying.
Right. Well,
so at this point, I am going to start up a activate combat encounter, and
there will be no combat this session. Are you?
It wasn't supposed to be, but we will force it on him.
All right. In the encounter tab, the fist, just click to roll your initiative, the die symbol next to your character.
This is cool or vigilance.
Roll it as roll it as cool.
All right.
And I also can give myself an extra success, but yeah.
Gotcha.
So make it.
Well, I did commit to trying to open the door, so
Why did I roll so well on fucking initiative? Probably because I have a good cool, but still.
The fuck
Right,
is
should I
So
still
the
try and be
The
opening
last
the door
PC,
before we
it's a little
start?
fist just to the right of the chat. You go in there and you hit the roll 20 die to the right of it and click cool for your roll instead.
Cool. 2 successes due to traits and a talent.
I forgot to add my extra success, so but we'll see if it matters or not.
I rolled vigilance, but it's alright. I will take my
I
spot.
just need to roll manually for the generic boys, and oh yeah, that's why. Okay, that's better. Now they actually have shit. Now I can roll them. All right, so that is our combat order. At the top of the order would be Sigismund. I am not going to punish you guys for Sigismund rolling higher in this circumstance. So for CC, basically we're going to start with you opening the door.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would be opening it towards Sigismund. Like I would grab the door and be like,
Yeah, you're like on the
pulling
wall,
it.
grabbing the door, pulling it towards you.
Yeah,
Using it as a fucking shield.
yeah. I know I'll still be within, I'll still be in line of sight for being shot, but it's much better than like standing in the middle and trying to like push the door open like I'm Spider-Man and then just a hail of bullets to my chest.
I'm not sure where I want to take
this.
cover exactly. Also, maybe unpause the game because, yeah. Is it fine if we realign slightly before we properly start? Because, yeah.
So I'll put myself like here.
Gun has a long range, so we can probably place Acquire in the back. Honestly.
So that's
You'll
how
be
you have
mo-
yourself set up right now.
I imagine that he will be more like here, but I'm just placing him here because, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. No
Yeah,
moving from
he's
where
on the edge of the wall.
No moving from where people were. Put them back where they were.
What?
You had your opportunity. So 32 is standing where he is. Acquire is standing where he is. It is now Sigismund's turn.
Okay. First
name.
battle him because everyone can get blues. And if I spot anyone through here, I will basically overwatch. If I see anyone through here, I will shoot them. Even though it
Right,
is...
so you're holding a crossbow bolt ready at the ready.
Yep. I'm just gonna lead this as a general thing, so control there. So that they yes.
So since I am last in the order, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Fair.
Fair enough.
It is Acquire's turn.
Acquire will proceed to move up into the cover as much as he can and try and get a vision. He does have a decent shot on somebody, but they are going to get benefit of cover, so I'm going to increase the difficulty of one of the dice he shoots.
I also have to pee really quick.
All right, let's do a restroom break for 5 minutes and then come back.
Fair.
We are back. Alright, now we actually commence the combat, and Equire is going to take a shot at one of these strange beings beyond the door that you are at odds with. Would one of you roll for the lasgun? Difficulty for this is going to be 2, but there will be 2 black die because of cover.
Make sure to give him a blue as well, because
Yep,
yeah.
So 1 blue, 2 black, 2 purple. Nope. But nothing else manages to happen. He's going to realign himself for another blue die next time. But his shot goes wide of his target, as that is about all he does before he hunkers down in cover to give himself a little bit of extra defense against his opponents. The next would be 32.
Still can't fucking see anything through the door.
Yep, it's just a
I
tiny
only got
little
a crack
slit that's been
open.
moved. I physically changed it from being a door to being a wall that I can split and just move aside, and that's what I've done.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, how much can you move?
I mean, I could burst in there, but
You can get through that gap, but it is small enough that you would basically take a little bit longer to get through it. So you can't really charge through it, I will say. You can get into melee, but it won't be a charge bonus of any sort.
Because I'm looking through like the door itself. If you don't select your own token and you unselect it, you should be able to actually bloody see through it.
I will.
Oh, wait.
Get
Give
over
me
here.
just a second. I want to double check something.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that would help.
I was gonna say, I don't think my
Your token
Vision's
didn't
working.
have vision enabled properly. That's why.
Oh.
All right.
Joy.
I was gonna say I haven't had vision this entire time, but it has been a big deal till now.
Yeah. I will make sure to update your base token to have vision if it has not already. Yeah, I didn't have it on the sheet. All right, cool. Now we're good. Sorry about that.
Foundry momento.
I still don't. Is this a thing? This is a thing. Let me zoom in on this thing. Okay, I see 2 things actually.
What you can see
Recharge.
physically through the door is what you can actually see in character.
1,
character
2,
is-
3.
You have a maximum dim vision distance of 60 feet. And since there are no like active light sources, that's where it about tapers off. So if you need to see further, you need to move closer. I will tell you right now, so that it doesn't come as a surprise, there wasn't just one guy holding Overwatch on the door. So if you do get close enough to the slit in the door, you will potentially take a shot. But I'm limiting it to like 1 at a time.
You might just want to join acquiring the bloody cover and fire at your stuff revolver or what you have.
I believe I will join him in cover and take aim at the closest one at 40 feet away.
So for the way the combat mechanics go, you can sort of like call which one specifically you're looking at, but they act as a group. So if you shoot one, you're basically mechanically shooting them all. They die once the total amount of HP lowers beyond the threshold of an individual's health.
Would you say difficulty 3?
No, it
Or-
is difficulty 2, but it is 2 black die. And
And
for
give
you,
yourself
since you
a
have
blue.
the blessing, you also have a blue die. So it's 2 black die, 1 blue die, and everything else. Alright. You can use that advantage to duck down into cover. Basically, at this point, you don't have much else you can do, or you can readjust
Yeah.
your aim to give you
Yeah,
another
you can
blue die
perform
next
a
time
free
you shoot.
maneuver.
I'll stay in cover.
Duck down and cover.
Maybe one of them would make the huge mistake of getting closer to this door.
Should have never trusted you.
Booms a deep voice from within. as they proceed to shuffle about inside in particular ways. Take your shot, Sigismund, as one of them moves over to a contraption on the side and moves through your Overwatch area.
Wonderful. To difficulty.
To difficulty, 1 black die because you've been holding this.
Pure flat, amazing.
Bang. Phew.
Nobody would happen to have a flashbang, would they?
I told you we should have picked up grenades.
All right. You hear some shuffling and see some things on that device that they move to start to move, but you can't make out what's happening. And otherwise, there appears to be quiet. As nothing comes out at you. It is Cece's turn.
Yeah, I want to try and pry the rest of the door open.
All right, so this is where it's a little bit weird for you. You can very easily pry the rest of this side of the door open, so that just goes boop.
Yeah.
But in order to get the other side, you would have to push it the other way and put yourself in fire range.
Because I use a strain to do it quicker, so I take, less opportunities to be shot at.
You can use some strain and try and do it very quickly. This will impose a black die or 2 on them, depending on how much strain you're willing to use. So 2 strain for one black die, 4 strain for 2.
Ooh. I'll take the 4 strain.
Right, take 4 strain to do it really quickly. They do still get a shot at you, but it is with 2 black die. So there is some fire coming in on you.
I do have it should be 3 purple, right? Because I have 1 range defense.
You do? All right. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just make sure you are the target here, and 1 of that, 1, 2 of that. Roll. Damn, they still hit you.
Mm-hmm.
But with 3 threats, so...
Yep. You hear the sound of a sudden speedy fire coming out at you and whirring through the air, and some bullets graze your shoulder as, excluding whatever soak you have, it deals a total of 7 damage.
Okay.
So 7 minus your soak.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to it. Jerk. So at this point, after the hail of fire comes through the door and hits you, you do manage to get the door open as you intended, and you do take some damage, but at the same time, you also hear a really quick sound of a clink clink empty ammo cartridge as one of them proceeds to throw away the rest of their magazine and stumble around trying to find a new one, which is what the threat imposes. A couple of them are now unable to fire.
Awesome. All right, I did
but
my job.
You are now moved here as a result of how you had to do it, and then you can move back as part of a thing.
Yeah.
You're like back here, struggling back. You took some fire, and we're good.
Okay.
Top of the turn order, we're back on Sigismund, who now has a bigger view of this thing beyond, and you recognize the kind of machinery that this is. You really didn't pay attention to it too much when you were here last time, but that looks like a ballista.
I'm assuming that you are talking about this.
Yep. It is a mounted giant crossbow of some sort.
Yeah, I'll mention. Hey, look out for the giant ballista that the guy is aiming at us. And I'm gonna fire, and I also have to use my maneuver to use battle him again.
So you use your maneuver to battle him, and you take a shot.
Yep.
You have your blue die, and who are you targeting? The group?
For some reason, it says that Battle Hymn applies to allies. So, do you want the blue dice to also apply to me, yes or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it fine if I roll a free blue for the previous test then as well? Because
Negative
I
on
didn't do
that
it for
front.
that, or? Sure.
Just going
So
forward.
2
you can use
difficulty,
blue.
1 blue.
Yep. And
Fail but advantages.
did you get any advantages or did you get threats last time you shot?
It's just a
You were
wash.
just a raw. You were just a raw wash. Gotcha. You can do another free maneuver at this point, or you can aim better for next time and give yourself a blue die on your follow-up.
Sure, blue die, because I'm pretty sure that this is cover enough already.
Yep, to a degree. It is now a completely
To a
open
degree.
door. Eckwire. I'm not going to say 100% yes or no. You're going to have to find that out in the moment. That leaves the suspense. You
Content, man, the content.
Yeah, I have to make it content.
Real.
But yeah, you watch as Eckwire steps to the side and tries to take another shot. Now he has a much clearer line of sight on everything inside. Go ahead and fire a lasgun shot at one of the guys. They are all in cover, even beyond the door, but there is no like minuscule slit that he has to shoot through. So it will be a regular shot at 2 difficulty with 1 black die for Eckwire.
And 1 boost. You succeed.
Nice.
Ooh,
Success.
Eckwire doesn't know how to fail.
Did he not just fail a shot last time?
I didn't
It
see it.
doesn't crit, but yeah.
All right. You shoot a round through Eckwire does, and proceeds to somehow, in spite of their cover and their situation, take a full chunk out of the side of one of their heads.
I assume that he is still up on his feet.
He is barely holding on. Because the way that this system seems to do it is that even if if they've taken damage equal to one of their HP, they don't die. They have to take at least 1 more than their HP. So he is at basically one of them is at 1 HP.
I was going to ask about that. Isn't this just really close to the fucking tabletop how units work?
Sorta, yeah.
Anyways.
But they do have like a proper like wound pool that they share instead of having individuals.
We're just not rolling
models.
buckets of D6s.
Yeah, basically.
True.
It is now our friend 32's turn.
I feel like eventually one of us is going to have to walk into this fucking door.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Of course you are. You could really make that jump, you know.
But
Hey, the best way to be not in line of fire of the ballista is to be underneath of it.
My good sir, I believe you are already underneath.
I mean, you could try and just bolster through at max speed and give them a little opportunity to hit you properly.
if I
True,
take
true.
slot, I can add 2 to my agility check. Make me incredibly fucking hard to hit for some reason.
Yeah, you just make yourself a blur of motion.
However, I don't like I can't see the ballista.
You should be able to. It's like right up there.
I can't see the person on it.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's where the person is, but yeah.
How
Oh my god, I'm metagaming. I should be publicly stoned.
how open is the door?
It is now completely open. You can run through it just normally. You don't have to like struggle through or anything. You're still
These
probably
people
going
seem
to
like
take
they're
some form
a
of
little
fire.
twitchy.
They're
if I can pull
expecting
a
you to
fast
charge
one.
in, so they're probably going.
I like to throw one of the largest bricks I can feasibly throw through the door.
Oh,
I feel like the guy on the ballista is twitchy.
See if you can bluff him out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also missing like half of his brain, I believe. So
I'm going to run that as at your choice. Skullduggery or streetwise. I forget exactly what skullduggery is, but it's sort of like a more cunning kind of check. So let's see if you manage to successfully make a note of it well enough. That's why
I'd like to also take some slot before I do this.
All right, so free action, you take slot. Because of your setup, you don't have to really do anything for that. It's just an injection of.
So that adds that adds +2 to all my agility and cunning checks for the combat. So I mean, street riders are struggling. Skullduggery, do you have the same? So I'll just roll a
it really doesn't
Skullduggery because it's more fun to say. Alright, so 4 ability, 2 difficulty, +1 blue.
Regular 2 purple difficulty, nothing else.
No boost?
You do get the boost.
Alright, and it'll be at 4 because slot gives me +2.
Yep. Alright. Hey, CC, would you roll an athletics check for me?
Absolutely.
Boop. All right, so this is the scene as it occurs. You, trying to bluff out the mutants that you believe are pretty twitchy, proceed to pull a rather large brick and throw it through the doorway. As you do so, the sound of a pulled string occurs, and CC realizes, oh shit, if they're shooting at the door, I'm really close. So you proceed to dive aside, landing just about here, as a ballista bolt lands where you just were, embedding itself deep into the ground. Now, you are prone on the ground in the middle of the doorway. You didn't get shot with a ballista, but it's not too great. That is the cumulative result of your threats.
Could I take any more action?
Wait, with a success 4, I'm prone in front of all my enemies? Holy shit.
Yeah, you succeeded at not getting hit, but you did. The threat was that you're in danger now. But you're also prone, so you're a smaller target, so you actually are harder to hit, but they can hit you.
I'll take some strain and do a maneuver.
Alright, go ahead.
My maneuver is challenge. I'm challenging the minion group that counts as a single adversary. All rolls against anyone who's not me gets 2 black die. But rolls against me gets 1 blue.
Alright, so you're taking on the struggle of your comrades and being like, come at me, bro.
Exactly.
Get over!
You don't even have hoverboards! And they're like, don't say that!
The fuck is a hoverboard?
I don't know, but it makes me sad we don't have one.
Hey, Sissy, you forgot to use your funny blue dice to see if you get 2 advantages somehow.
1 strain.
Oh.
It's whatever.
Fair.
But yeah, you don't proceed to then push forward into view. I say in order to do what you did with the strain, strain is the green bar, not the blue bar. So it's the other box on you.
What? I add 1 strain. Why is it?
Oh, all right. Apparently it did that. Okay, so
Amazing.
so it should actually be the inverse for Cassidy, I believe, because you took 2 wounds. Never mind. Yours is working fine. We're all good. 3-2 out of 1 straight. Yep. All right. Okay. I guess I'm just wrong. All right.
Do I need to stand to the open or make this work?
You need to be a bit more in the open to do a challenge.
All
you
right.
need to be visible.
Luckily, I get 2 to my agility roll, so I'm rolling 6 agility.
Jesus.
All right. And is that all you're doing for now, or do you take additional strain to do anything else?
Hmm. You said only the lower door is open, the southern.
Nope, both of
Correct.
the doors are open now. CC opened the other one.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess the ballista did tear the other fucking door open.
Is embedded in the ground right next to where CC was hanging against the wall. But he took some strain earlier to open the door really quickly and then jump back.
How many maneuvers would it be to run, pick up CC, and take us both into cover?
You do not have enough for that. You could
I'll be right.
choose to start charging in and then actually take your proper action to do a swing or something. That would take I'm going to just call it an additional 2 strain to actually reach anyone. But if you do, you get in there, you're in combat. And basically, you already used their Overwatch fire, so I'm going to call that they don't get a shot on you if you charge in at this point.
My charge range is 30 or 30? What?
It is a lot less specific than that in Genesys. You have enough to reach one person. Or one of the minions. So you
I know where the ballista is. I think I'd like to charge at that.
Charge at the guy behind the ballista? Go ahead. You can
Yeah.
move yourself into the room and put yourself next to him. And
While I
if you would
have
like
a
to
moment
roll
to
your hammer-
look, hold on, how do I highlight the spot? I'll move myself there, but I'll move myself back. Do I have enough to like get? Am I small enough to get in cover like behind some of these boxes?
Yes,
Or at
but
least
you'd be
half cover?
you'd have at least a bit of a disadvantage for like shooting anything from there. Because it's a weirdly cramped area. You don't have good stuff.
Gotcha.
Even as a squad, it's still cramped.
Mhm.
But yeah, 32. Did you want to swing your weapon?
I might as well. No point of me running into here.
That does not impose additional strain because you never did your actual action. These have all been maneuvers. This is your action. So go ahead.
Wait a minute, time out. Would it be my turn? Because I did challenge as an additional action after I threw the rock through the door.
Challenge was a maneuver.
Yeah. I mean, maneuver.
Maneuvers and actions are considered different things in Genesys.
All right. Well, I mean, his skull's not going to cave in itself.
Real.
I just realized I have no idea what I'm swinging this Warhammer with.
Do you have it on your character
Arms?
sheet?
Yeah, but does agility affect accuracy?
Nope, it is affected by melee heavy, which is affected by your brawn.
Alright, I figured. I was like, I just want to double check. Alright, well.
All right. You have 3 advantages. I believe that's enough to do something nice with how the system does it. Let me double check what we got here for.
Knock his ass off that ballista.
Spending advantage.
you don't kill
negate
him
enemy's
straight up.
defense. Ignore environment. Damage a target's gear or limbs. Gain +1 defense for 1 turn.
I think gaining +1 defense for a turn may be the most.
All right,
Sir,
so you
are
have
currently
an additional
going-
purple that they have to use to hit you.
Wait, doesn't this crit as well because it has 3 advantages?
That is basically depending on your weapon. Your weapon itself.
Critical 3.
I thought
Yeah.
that was success 3.
So this would knock this guy prone and disorient him for 6 turns.
Yep.
If not, just cave him into the ballista.
You charge forward against this guy and proceed to swing your hammer hard.
Oh, wait a minute. I have Berserk Charge. I get +3 damage.
So this is how the scene actually sort of plays out.
I just have to take an additional strain.
Oh, I forgot to link these guys. Give me just 1 second.
Why is there a spiral in here? Should I worry about that? Probably.
Nah. It's just a drain, maybe.
It's a light effect. It's supposed to make it look like it's emanating like annoying.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's the entire thing. Don't worry.
Dude,
about
what's with your eyesight? I didn't even notice the ripple till you said something. Probably because I'm focusing on the fact, like, oh shit, there's like 5 people in here.
All right, now they still aren't doing it right. Now they're updating properly. Okay.
Alright,
so 32, you proceed to charge in, high on slot, screaming at them in challenge with your sledgehammer, and as you break through the door, they, in their surprise and in response to launch Ballista Bolt, don't seem to react in time. As you come in, cave in the skull of the guy on the crossbow, swing around the other side, and knock the other guy out too. And then look over at the rest of them, screaming in anger, because you're high on drugs.
He hasn't gone goblin mode, he has gone orc mode.
Ogren mode.
if only there was intimidation as a...
Monkey.
Coercion is basically the closest to intimidation, but is not
That's a
going
move.
to happen yet.
Look at that big ass motherfucker in the back. You think he's going to get intimidated?
A little turned.
That is
At
the
least
end of
I'm
your turn.
somewhat in cover.
Yeah, you have a shitty toxic barrel as cover.
Oh,
You won't get.
give me just a second. I accidentally killed the one that has turn order. Boop. I'm gonna go ignore that.
You know,
because
you
I
won't get.
Actually, that
you
works
won't
fine. That
get,
was basically what they got last time.
You won't get shot, but you will. You might get cancer.
Don't you know I'm immune to poison?
Damn. You're right.
I think that's actually a thing that he has, so he could.
It is
Yeah,
actually
because-
a thing I have.
Because you have Glant Warrior.
Yep. It is now.
I'm pumped with so much drugs that is like, oh, arsenic? Don't mind if I do.
Shoving aside one of their followers, the massive tentacle riding figure with a huge axe charges straight at you. And targeting, I need to make sure I have only you targeted right now. So I'm doing this right. I don't think it does as nicely as in other systems, but it's still worth it. He takes a big old swing with this giant rotted great cleaver of scrap towards you. You increase your defense though, so he has another purple. However, I am going to use a ruin to improve his attack even more than what it was. Damn! How did he manage that?
What?
I'm going to roll a ruin again for him to reroll.
We might have
Polar.
6 glory by the end of this.
It's probably good that we got a couple back.
There we go.
There we go. He only gets to decapitate you now instead.
He charges up with his weapon, this massive rotted great cleaver, and takes a hefty swing into you. It has a couple of traits on it, one of which doesn't apply to you, but in total for damage, it does... Let me pull this up.
It'd be Pierce too because he didn't crit.
No, he had a Triumph. That would have been a crit. Triumph is crit.
Hmm.
But instead of like proper critting, I am going to instead have him upgrade, add a purple to your next check of any sort. So the next check you make is going to be 1 difficulty higher, 32.
Oh,
As he
cool. If you
takes-
get to, I just realized if you get to triumphs, you can just rip someone's limb off anyway.
Yep. Yeah, you can rip people asunder. You have 7 soak, so that is you get to use 5 of that because of pierce.
So 6 damage.
6 damage.
Oh wait, I got 1 defense.
Still a lot.
So it's going to be 4 damage.
No, defense is their essentially like
Ah.
pluses to your AC. It makes extra purple. That's why he rolled 3 instead of 2 purple. Your
Difficulty
defense
is the
imposes
number of
purples.
purple dice, yeah.
Yeah, so your defense imposes more difficulty, not damage reduction. Your damage
All
reduction
right.
is your soak.
With your armor, you don't have any melee defense.
Sadly, it's just a hell of a lot of soak. So it's just good
Yeah,
against
which
the
is still
gun.
pretty damn good, but he does do a hefty 6 damage to you with his lovely big-ass cleaver.
Yeah.
And
Luckily, with that makes me kind of, if the, let's see, the bolters do 7 damage, so I'm pretty sure, unless they crit 4, they don't do any damage to me at all.
You still take 1 minimum. We figured out that it would be a
damage
annoying
minimum
slugfest.
damage minimum 1 is my rule of thumb. So no matter
That's
what,
fair.
if they hit, it's damage minimum 1. Just to prevent combat from going on forever, especially considering
Just,
this isn't a system great
prevent-
for combat.
Either you or us running into somebody who has enough soak that you just legitimately can't damage them.
Soak
prevent-
10. My
prevent a
weapon
hard
deals a maximum of
stalemate.
8.
Yep.
Okay, doke.
Yep.
All right.
All right. He manages to do that, swinging into you deeply. And in addition to that, the rest of his mutants proceed to move about, getting into cover and moving into position. One of them going for the crossbow ballista yet again. Another one climbing to get a better shot. One of them takes a disadvantageous shot at CC still, even in spite of the taunt. So that this is a shot, but with an additional 2 black to hit, and +1 black in addition to that, because you're prone on the ground, therefore a harder target. So that's 3 setback die on them. That is going to be that. Just a raw failure. The stub revolver round. Just
Revolver.
hits the ground a few inches away from your head, CC, but does no damage to you, and none of the shrapnel even bothers your eyes as you basically roll away from it. Another one of them proceeds to also swing at 32 with a large, let's see, which one is it? Oh yeah, that's definitely not what they have. I just need to double check. All right, I need to double check what one of the things had. He pulls up on you, charging at you with a spear. Though it's realistically more of a trident. I'm just running it as a spear. And stabs towards you. Doing another failure, no advantage, no threat, just basically a flush, nothing.
Just slides off the armor.
Yeah,
Bad angle.
it just glances off of your armor at a bad angle. He doesn't have the purchase on it that he needs. The other one is working towards getting to the ballista, so they just spend their entire turn running over. Minions cannot incur strain. Just as an FYI, anything that would do strain just does wounds instead to minions, unless in very specific circumstance, which these guys don't fall under. And the last one proceeds to climb up the ladder and get into position and hold its weapon. You notice them taking a higher angle shot, like Overwatch, towards the door. But you are currently in too much of a drug-fueled anger haze to communicate that to your allies.
Spur's not frenzy. I mean, Slot's not frenzy.
I was gonna say I was able to
Yeah.
see a majority of stuff. I don't think Sigismund can see all of
Also,
that,
if
but I
you-
mean I'm right in front of the door.
Also, if you wanted one of the guys to do an Overwatch without us knowing, why would you just not tell us instead? Also, CC is still at the door.
That's fine. I already have my turn
It's
prepped.
no big deal.
Yeah, it's
Or is it the
whatever.
guy with the bully? Was it the guy with the ballista
I'm-
who was doing
Shut
an
up,
Overwatch?
shut up.
or
I'd rather
what?
him
Yeah.
give us the extra information.
That was more for flavor.
Okay,
Shut up.
understandable.
Proceed, video game.
I'd rather him
Gaming.
tell us and not tell
Video
us.
game
Shut up.
board
Okay,
game.
Shut up.
CC, it's your turn. Stand the fuck
Yeah.
up. That's your maneuver.
Yeah, I wanted to get up
And
and I
then
wanted to immediately run towards the guy who's on the ballista.
All right, so you're charging in there. Incur another
Yeah.
strain for that because you do have to jump up from the ground after being knocked prone. And you're going to take a melee swing?
Yes, I'm going to use my maul. I believe I still haven't used any of my blue.
Is there no Overwatch shot?
It doesn't... the ballista is not ready. Oh yeah, there is an
I meant the
Overwatch
guy
shot.
up top.
The guy up top managed to get an Overwatch shot head up, so there's a shot being taken at you with a stub automatic up on the rafters. I'm giving him an additional blue because he has the high ground.
Two black because he's
however,
not
there's
shooting
still
me.
two black because he's not shooting you, yes.
Hey.
It's a wash. He misses
All right.
entirely.
I'm going to roll to hit him with my maul. Really? Damn.
This might be a
You
reroll.
do have glory.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just accept
Yeah,
the advantages, but yeah.
Nah. Nah.
Good job.
Alright, you still get the
I mean-
advantages. It's just now a wash.
It's just a wash. So literally same things.
It's worth a
Yeah.
shot.
It's all right.
And-
I
Yes, he's-
rolled when I needed to last session. Now I got to work my way back up to earning it again.
Hey, you
Because
could
he still
damage.
gets to
Seems to
use
be about your luck, sadly.
With my 4
advantages?
advantages, can I just impose it to where he can't use the ballista?
So yeah, basically what you can do with the advantage is with 3 advantages in combat, you can proceed to damage a target's gear or limbs. In this case, I mean that assumes that you hit, but in this case, I will allow you to do it to the stationary ballista, where you knock something out of place, making it impossible for him to do it really quickly to set it up.
I was
again.
gonna say I don't want to damage the ballista,
Yeah.
only because like my eventual goal was to get on it. I just wanted to try and
Okay.
yeah, I didn't hit him with my hammer, but I was just trying to impede him from actually getting to like shoot it. I guess like who would he be shooting it at? With me like in his face. But if you want me to hit it because I did miss, I'm fine with that.
Here's what I'll say.
Maybe I, like,
instead.
knocked
you
one
know-
of the-
you push him backwards away from it with that, so that's how we'll do it. That's how we'll use
Okay.
your advantage. And that's about it. So he's further away. He can't really use it without getting you out of the way now.
And then if I wanted to take another melee strike, what would that be?
I believe if that is even allowed, I forget. It
Probably
would be
not.
at least 2 strain, but I don't think
Risky,
that's
you are
a
starting to
mechanic.
static a bit, I believe, at least on my end.
Only a teeny bit. It's not heavy.
Yeah. It is noticeable, but it's still there, but only slightly.
I'll pass because I don't think I can melee again.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't really do another melee swing. That's another action.
So it's
so
a
you
3
never-
advantage to push him out of the way, and then you can use 1 advantage to get a blue box or 1 strain back.
Yeah, to get a strain back.
Thank you.
Alright. It is now top of the turn order. Marius, you're the only one not charged into the room yet. What would you like to do?
Acquire
Oh, wait, I
is
forgot
also
about
not
bloody
charged into the
Acquire.
room.
Last round,
Did
I
anyone
think.
do his...
No, he took a shot. He took a shot.
Yeah, he took
Yeah.
a shot. That's why I charged into the room.
Alright, yep.
Yeah, it's just that combat is taking a while, so details are
It felt
getting
like it
delirious.
was way
Anyway.
longer than it was. Go ahead.
Anyways, can I move over to the ballista as well?
You can get over there. It would be moving around like into the room. Then not really a foot-based movement system in Genesis, so yeah.
I know.
It's
I
like
want
2
to
maneuvers. You
either...
gotta sprint around cover.
I want to either attack this guy or, if possible, to start moving the ballista around to get it ready to shoot at someone.
Yep. In spite of what the art looks like, the ballista is currently aimed at the doorway.
Mhm.
Yeah. Would it be enough for an action to reload it and slightly reposition it towards someone else?
It is not going to be an easy enough maneuver. Like, if you want to use your entire turn to reload it, yes, but that's all you're going to be able to do.
I mean, first I have to move, and then I still want to use a bloody foundry within your walls. Move to the ballista, and then use my action to reload it, and then I have to use an additional maneuver, and that is to strain, I believe.
Yes. So
And
you
then I
move
need
it face
another,
like that, or
so I can use my bloody battle hymn. I want to face towards the big guy mostly, but if I cannot move it that much, then yeah, let me aim it towards this guy.
you can move it that way. It's in position. It's loaded. You can't fire it this turn.
Yeah, so I'll just aim it at the big guy for now.
Inquire! It reminds him of the war.
All right. Hey, that is the end of your turn. Equire, if you want him to do what you want him to do here, because of his forgetfulness, roll me his discipline check. Difficulty 3.
Could I roll it, or let me check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does he still get the extra boost for the
Battle him,
battle
yes.
him? Difficulty 3?
Nice. I love threats, even though they
I'm
probably
ignoring those
don't matter
threats
for
in this
this.
circumstance. He comes up
What was I
and...
supposed to? Oh yeah.
Oh! The turret! Get out of the turret! Charges up, shoves Sigismund aside. So take 1 strain, Sigismund, as a result of this, just for funsies. Haha, funsies strain. But he does.
Funsy strain.
Haha,
But he
funsies, I'm
does
gonna fall
take
unconscious.
a gunnery shot on this.
Alright.
So roll his gunnery, raw gunnery.
Raw gunnery, a blue, 2 difficulty.
Actually, no, sorry, 3 difficulty technically. So roll 1 more
Roll 1 more
purple.
dice,
It's not going to matter too much.
even though it doesn't matter because you cannot fail.
Yeah.
I didn't have the blue on that one either, so.
Oh,
Yep.
just roll it anyway.
You're fine. You're fine. So there was I believe that's a. All right, so it was 3 successes, 1 threat.
Should I just roll a raw blue real quick?
No, I'm taking the blue from the first roll and just the
Alright.
first purple from the first extra purple from the second roll. So it's just 3 successes, 1 threat. If you would go into Equire's sheet and give him 1 strain. And as he charges up, he aims it really briefly and takes a shot with it. The massive turret, ballista, proceeds to fire a fuck-off huge bolt towards this massive figure. And now I need to find the correct weapon here.
How much damage is this, dude? You just gotta kind of guess.
It is
there a
actually a
ballista?
custom weapon, so I have to adjust it real quick.
No problem.
Shit, my custom weapons are above this, not below this. Now I have to scroll up.
Alright, I pull up.
Foundry wants to be slow. All right.
Would it be kind of like a power stake,
It
but bigger?
is being treated as a stronger Pergatus crossbow minus the explosive ability.
Thank God. I think we would
And
have
it,
not.
and it doesn't really do anything It's a like a 16 damage crossbow that uses.
Yeah, it's just a
gunnery.
big hit. Nothing really special about it.
Yeah, it only deals like 3 crossbow shots in one. And it's really big.
I'm just going to temporarily move it onto his sheet and do it that way. So, roll that. I'm just doing this for the damage. You already rolled the gunnery. 20 damage minus the soak.
He probably has like
So-
soak 8.
Soak 7.
All right, so we're pretty evenly matched. This happens a lot, weirdly enough. This is the second session I fought someone the same size as me with the same soak.
Oh, he's bigger than you, definitely, but yeah.
Soak 7, I wonder.
Equire turns around the corner, shoves you off the crossbow ballista with a force that you do not expect from such an old man, aims the ballista bolt at the figure as he raises up his axe again, and fires off a shot. The bolt whizzes past CC, past the mutant, past 32, and pierces deep into the lower right abdomen of this massive creature as he roars in pain, but still stands and looks at you with hatred, presumably behind that diving mask of his. You can't really see his eyes.
You done goofed.
It is now 32's turn.
Huh. How injured does the big man look?
As far as injuries go, he's still definitely standing strong, but he looks like he has seen better days. So I would say roughly you would guesstimate like a quarter to a third.
Oh, I was going to say still starts. I was like, so like half HP.
Nope.
Cord with.
It took a pretty big chunk, but he's still standing pretty solid.
I was told there'd be no math.
You were like to. I mean, it depends if you want to deal more damage to the big guy, or if you just want to get the bad out of the way.
I wonder if we kill the big guy, if the minions will cut and run.
Probably not.
Probably not. Also, do they look like they could really run away from us?
If not, it might be good for me to focus on just getting the one on top of y'all off y'all for now.
You could also go frenzy.
Yeah, but
Then there's a chance he starts hitting you guys.
We have a ballista just in case.
how long does challenge last?
It has probably more than fallen off at this point.
Until the encounter ends.
Oh, really?
I guess it
That's
does
funny.
give them extra to hit you.
I don't understand why you thought that had a fucking duration.
No, it has duration. Duration is till the encounter ends.
Exactly.
Which means I take frenzy to get 2 blue against me. That's gonna be fucking rough.
Yep, he'll be able to hit you quite easily. It's just a matter of whether or not you hit back harder.
Yeah. What other drugs do you have is my question first.
Frenzy is the only thing that helps me here. Unless I take maybe a stem and get the aim like 3 times.
Oops.
Let's see. I think I will. I will. I'll do 2 guard. 2 maneuvers to guard.
All right.
I mean, you still have an action left.
And I'm just gonna swing on the big man. 1 blue, 2 difficulty. Everything else is the same. 3 successes and 1 advantage.
All right. How much damage is that? -7. That's 7 damage.
Big hammer does a lot of damage.
What does Disorient do again? Weapon with Disorient can daze that opponent. When Disorient is triggered, one target hit by the attack is disoriented for a number of turns. A disoriented target adds by if I believe that's how many advantage you would.
So
need
if
to
this is a
trigger
crit,
that.
then he'd be knocked prone.
That is not a crit. 3 advantage is crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You deal an additional 7 damage. Basically, you take the sledgehammer and you drive the ballista bolt further into his stomach.
That was the plan?
And it fucking hurts, and he doesn't like you for it. As it is now his turn. Alright. You said you took 2 defense? 2 block?
I took 2 guards, so it would be 2 blacks.
2 black die. Alright, gotcha. So he is going to do that. 2 black die, 1 boost die. Alright, yep.
Oh, finally.
He imposes a black die on your next attack, but that's just because he puts you out of position a little bit. But he swings wide with his great cleaver, and misses you in the majority of it, at least.
I will take that.
The other mutants proceed to look towards you and CC and everything else, as they... A couple of them proceed to open fire on... so they're shooting in the general direction of both Equire and Sigismund. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 1d2 to decide who it hits, if it hits. So I will roll to hit first.
All right.
So this is the guy on the ground behind the little block cover.
I'm going to assume one is Sigismund, two is Acquire.
Yeah, I'm going to do it from top down. So this is with a
2 black die
Revolver.
challenge is a real pain in the ass. Let's go.
Nope, miss.
Giga miss.
The other mutant tries to spear Cece.
And then I say hit.
Let's see. Why is it giving me a blue here? There is nothing that should be giving him a blue on this. All right. He does get some advantage, though, so he does do that towards giving himself an extra defense next turn. And that is the general defense of the mob, just because they act as one unit, basically. Last one takes a spear attack at you. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm going to re-roll that entirely. I haven't looked at it. Blue. Oh, wait, no, that's why it's giving me a blue. It did automatically add the boost die in because it was trying to hit 32, and it still missed.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
And the last one is overhead and is also going to take another shot down at 32 with a stub automatic from high ground.
Do I still get my guard?
I will roll an extra purple die to see what that does. That is 2 purple die, but the first one would have negated it, so he misses.
Yeah.
You.
So some stub revolver ammunition goes wide over your head, 32. as it is now Cece's turn.
God, I hope the GM
Wonderful.
keeps rolling like this.
I'm going to hit the one that is directly in front of me. I'm gonna try and give him a whallap.
Keep in mind he has an additional difficulty,
Oh,
so
one
you
second.
have to roll a individual purple die.
Yes.
All right, still a success, one threat. Take a strain.
Okay, dokie.
I'll just do that real quick because it's a simple one. And you roll for 7 damage. He falls before you, head caved in. Some strange green liquid seems to pour out as he falls on the ground.
Yeah.
Solve a
I
maneuver.
will.
Drink.
Yeah. I'm gonna maneuver to pull out my stub revolver, so I can start taking shots at other people.
All right, so you have your gun out again.
Uh-huh.
All right. Back up to Siegfried, who now has an unloaded ballista in front of him.
Sigismund,
And-
now you're the one who got it wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. Oh, well.
Fuck you. Only because you also gave me shit for it when I did it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funnier when you do it because it's your character.
Alright, Satyr. Sweetly.
Anyways, also I'm pretty sure that I only mostly did it in fucking more time, but anyways. Do we need to actively reload the ballista?
Yep, you have to use an action to reload the ballista.
So I'll use my action to reload it and my maneuver to use battle him.
All right, so that is your turn. The ballista is
Yep.
reloaded. Equire is on the ballista again. You're acting as his gunnery assistant team. And so it gets on the ballista again. There is actually a weapon in his sheet now, so use that instead of his gunnery skill. It's just called
Understood.
ballista. Equip that and roll that.
Roll that, +1 boost. Everything else stays the same.
It is +1 difficulty because he has 1 defense for range. The ballista shot goes wide.
Reload.
Alright, that's a re-roll.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead and re-roll that. There you go.
Better.
All right. Equire regains his strain from that with the advantage.
Just one strain?
Yeah, just 1 strain. He only had 1 strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Equire regains that strain. The ballista bolt whizzes through the air and pierces into the other side of this guy's abdomen. He's starting to look like a pincushion. He's definitely not happy about it, as yet more blood starts to gush out of him. He's looking a bit worse for wear now.
This motherfucker isn't dead? Jesus.
Mm-mm.
It is your turn.
My
This
turn.
would be called the HBIC, the head bitch in charge.
Alright, I kind of like guarantee this dude fucking dies, so maybe I should take Freon. Friends on. And enter Frenzy.
He's going in.
Frenzy. You add an automatic 1 success and 2 advantage to all melee attack checks that you make. Opponents add a guaranteed success to all combat checks they make targeting your character. That does not specify melee, so that includes ranged as well.
Yep.
You cannot make ranged combat checks. While frenzied, the character must attack the nearest enemy in melee combat if possible. If they are not engaged, they must run towards an enemy and engage.
Do I need to add
So you-
anything to this check? So, 2 advantage, 1 success, 1 blue. I think 1 black. I think he hurt my aim last round.
Yeah, he hurt your aim, and he has 1 defense melee, so purple as well.
Difficulty 3.
And I am going to use a ruin and upgrade one of the difficulties to red. So instead of a purple, add a red.
Alright.
All right, damn. All right.
Alright, so that's a
Jesus.
crit.
Friends on Momento. I guess.
Alright. Spending advantage. I'd like to negate his defense.
So you
Actually, wait a minute. I'd like to add +1 to my defense next turn.
right, you have an
I'm not
additional
sure if-
defense next turn?
My question is if you can only use your advantage only on the crit or use it on that as well as the crit.
Regain a strain as well.
Alright. And how's he looking? I probably should have aimed before I did that.
You see this figure before you still standing there, gushing out blood. He looks like he's been in the worst time of his life, and he's looking down at you with... I mean, you still can't see his eyes, you know, like fish helmet kind of shit and whatever, but you're pretty sure if you could see his eyes, they'd be glaring red at you. So you know he's pissed, but he's not looking in very good condition.
I haven't used any maneuvers yet, so I'll use 2 maneuvers to guard.
2 maneuvers to guard? Alright, one of those induces strain.
Yeah. And let's see. 1 defense. 5 strain. What?
I think that it's fair for you to guard when you are high on friend zone because you are literally made for this.
Yeah, alright, I think that's all I can do. All my advantage has been spent.
I use another ruin on his turn. He gets 1 success. It's an additional difficulty to hit you. You also guarded. So is that another difficulty?
It's 2 black.
Alright,
I guarded twice.
guard. And I am using that ruin to upgrade one of his die yet again. Alright.
Do we glory this and make him reroll?
Uh-oh. I don't think that you can.
You cannot force a reroll on me for that.
Say goodbye to your kneecap, Chucklebox.
You find yourself unconscious on your back with a massive gash in your stomach as the chemicals continue to pump into you. But you are completely unaware of time's passage as you are brought down to no health. You are not dead, but you are definitely incapacitated. As he
Damn, I knew I should have taken some fucking spur to not be staggered for the rest
Yeah.
of combat.
He used a maneuver to aim that, by the way, so he took some strain for that. And now he proceeds to use another maneuver to move over here. And is now imposing on top of CC as the mutants around you proceed to charge in, hopping down to come into melee range and do a series of spear attacks on you guys. One
Did that
for each of you,
motherfucker just
basically.
drop down from the high ground?
Yeah,
It's probably
Yeah.
like a 1 or 2 meter jump, but yeah.
it's not that big. It's not a big a deal for them.
Yeah.
With that, this is at CC. All right. This is at Sigismund because his spirit has a bit of reach. And this is at
Can I grab
Acquire.
a blue die from that 2 threat?
Yeah. Take a blue die. Sigismund takes a extra blue die. However, last one, they take some damage from it because they can't take strain, so they take an additional tiny bit of damage. But Acquire takes a stab of about 6 damage into him, and Acquire doesn't really have armor. Actually, shit, he has a flak vest. I forgot. He takes 1 damage.
Amazing.
Good old Acquire. Alright, I guess I'll play as Acquire for the rest of this encounter.
It's fair.
Yep, that's you now. That is their turn. Hey, CC.
Yes.
Big boy in front of you, glaring down at you, still alive, bleeding tremendously, 2 ballista bolts inside of his stomach, but has a giant fuck-off axe and is looking at you with it now.
Yep.
It is your turn.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna do something. I was like, all right.
No, there was a reason I was mentioning you. It was because it's your turn. I'm waiting.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and stub revolver him then. Gotta deal with the biggest threat.
Right, right click on him and do the target thing on him first. That'll automatically impose defense and stuff when you shoot him.
I'm right clicking on him, but nothing's happening.
Or you can do the in
Make
the
sure
top left, just below the select button on.
You need to double right click.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
I believe you have him targeted. Yep, you do.
Yeah, figures. Okay.
You're not going to glory that? We might, he might need to die.
It's unfortunately not going to matter, but I will use it. Okie dokie, let's try it again.
You
The
Sick.
do
advantage
get
is,
some
I guess.
advantages, so give yourself a defense.
Okay.
So that was at least mildly worth it. Sigismund.
I assume that we cannot really reload the fucking police.
You are now actively engaged. Reloading it would basically let them try and do shit to you, so.
How close does the fucking big guy look to being dead?
Yes.
And that man's probably at 0 HP, waiting to just be breathed on.
Okay, I'm going to sniff on him with this crossbow that I have.
Alright, sniff on him with your crossbow. Take a shot. Don't forget
Uh,
to target him first.
2 difficulty or 1 blue.
It should be 3 difficulty shooting him because he has range defense.
Even though he's an enormous motherfucker.
Yes. It's a natural armor.
4 successes at least.
Critical is 2. As threats, though. He is actually barely still alive. I didn't remember if your crossbow bolt was that low or not. But yeah, now in addition to all the blister bolts, he now has a crossbow bolt in his like upper chest near his neck.
Wonderful. Battle
How
him.
is he still fucking moving?
Why is my strength different in here and fucking whatever token and actual character are dumb?
When I got the 4 advantage, did you negate his defense when I hit him?
I need to battle him and reload, so more strain. What?
Custom Warhammer.
It's for when you spend 3. Negate enemy defense, ignore environment. Gain 1 defense.
Let's see. It wouldn't. If you're talking about the hit that hit you, it wouldn't have mattered.
Not a hit, I hit on him.
You rolled
was
only
just
2
taking one
purple instead
defense
of
from him.
3, so yes, you did already ignore his defense.
Alright.
Default is 2 to hit, and then he has 1 defense, which would make it 3. You only rolled 2, so you didn't ignore his
Next
defense anyway.
is Inquire.
In the inquiry.
Acquire, try to shoot the giant fucking thing that's barely on its last leg. Or tentacle, I should say.
What would be the impose if I live gunshot at him?
He has 1 range defense. So he has one just general defense against all related things. So purple die in addition to the regular 2 purple die.
Alright, 1 boost. I think you're still doing battle him.
Yeah.
Alright. He is still alive with 1 HP because he had 42 and you brought him down to 41.
Because he has funny Nurgle number of so.
He's still standing? If he's still standing, I might fucking glory and try to reroll that.
Go ahead.
You might as. I'm not sure if we can also upgrade 1 from fucking green to yellow because yeah.
Can we upgrade 1 green to yellow?
You can. You would have to use another glory.
I click the button.
1 green to yellow. Boost.
There.
That does the damage you need.
I'm not that scared of the other people in the fight, since everybody's still at full fucking HP.
The demons, they're back! Ah! Blast.
What is it with the NPCs getting all the cool moments?
I agree.
He proceeds to lift his las gun, points it at this guy, aiming at the head. It fires a las bolt inside of his helmet that proceeds to bounce around repeatedly, and the massive form of this figure just drops dead.
Finally.
Now we only have these 3 chuckle fucks to deal with.
Who all proceed to take additional stabs with their spears because that's all they really got.
That's one on CC, I assume.
That is
Fail.
on CC. This one is on Sigismund. Hit 6 damage
actually,
minus your soak.
Don't they have to roll 4 fucking difficulty dice because I have 2 melee defense?
I also have an extra defense in mine's.
That would be... Well, the one on you failed anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll the 2 extra difficulty on Sigismund. Yep, those are enough failures that
Yeah.
fails. Equire has 1 melee defense, so Mutant go spear with an additional difficulty there, and even in spite of that, they do that, but Equire
Pretty
gains
threat.
an additional
I'm
defense
going
next
to
time.
say that's... he takes 1 damage.
He takes
Yeah,
1 damage,
one damage.
that's it. Equire has
It's
taken
only,
2 tiny little pokes that he's going to have to patch up later.
Yeah.
Couple paper
I've
cuts.
done my job. Which was
Yeah,
tank the
you did a
big
good
guy
amount
for
of
4
damage.
turns.
He can cover
yeah.
them with fucking bandages and he'll be fine.
Maybe we should have bought the med bay. I only have 2 stim packs.
CC.
Yeah, what does the maneuver aim do for me?
You get +1
Adds a blue die.
Fantastic.
shot.
I'd like to do that with my stub.
All right.
Am I still getting a blue from the battle hymn, or is that only a one-time use?
It lasts till he turns it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give a blue dice to Sigismund.
All right. Sigismund, your turn.
Wonderful. I'm just gonna fucking whip out my... Or... Do I want to do funny chainsword? Because why not? Or now just crossbow instead. I'm gonna crossbow, I suppose, the guy attacking CC right now. Or whoever is easiest to hit.
They're all equipped. You're firing at them. They're a group, remember?
Yeah. Anyways, 2 difficulty
Yep.
and 1 blue. Triumph.
Triumph crit. One of them takes a shot straight through the skull.
Drops like a sack of mushrooms.
True.
All right. You crossbow bolt
Also, I
that guy
can
through the head.
upgrade the difficulty of their next die. So that's nice.
Equire pulls out a knife and stabs the one next to him.
All right. I'll double
Or
aim
actually,
with
no.
Equire.
I'll let you decide since you're out. Go ahead. Do you want to do the knife or do you want to do the last gun instead?
I might as well do the last gun. That's more damage. And there's no penalty. I'll shoot the one across from Equire diagonally, across the ballista.
Yeah.
So double aim. Take 2 strain.
The first maneuver,
That's-
assuming he's not moving, doesn't take strain. It's the additional ones that do.
Yeah, I'm using 2.
So the first maneuver is free. The second one is strain.
Yep. So he takes 2 strain. Everything seems right.
Yep. All right. I forget if these guys had any soak. Actually, they do, but it's nothing. So he takes 7 damage. And falls down dead as we swing back around to their turn. And this last guy takes one last look at this whole entire scene.
I really
Shifts
want him to
over.
just jump down the grate.
He proceeds to step over, try and pick up the cumbersome giant fucking axe that his boss has.
My fucking god.
I'm not sure I could pick up the axe.
It's cumbersome 3 actually.
Oh
but-
no, I could swing that. He couldn't pick up my hammer. That's funny. Because it's cumbersome 4.
And then he targets Cece, and takes a swing with a scrap cleaver. You had additional defense, I believe.
Mhm.
All right, just making sure I got the right die. He takes a swing and fails. Generates 3 threats. Gives you lowers his own defense by 1.
Swings
So
it
he
right
only has
into
1
his own
defense.
foot.
And I'm just going to say you sweep him however the fuck you want because he has literally 1 HP left.
Yeah, I'll just pistol whip him.
Just
You
a
should.
really like low impact pistol whip fucking animation from like Hitman or some
Yeah.
shit.
You're not gonna slap him.
No.
I assume that you don't want to touch him. Okay, that's fair.
You pistol whip a dent into his skull as he proceeds to fall over dead along with the rest of this mutant gang. And with that,
Wonderful.
this is over.
First thing, is 32 okay?
You could.
No.
He is unconscious. You could get him awake in the near future with a stim pack.
I have a stim pack on me.
Yeah. So you can just use one of the stim packs he has and inject that into him. He'll heal the appropriate amount and wake up in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
In
I'll do
universe.
that. I just want to specify that the second Sigismund will just start gathering up the fucking mutant bodies.
Yeah,
in
you
one
start
spot
gathering
to
them up to
burn.
burn them.
Yeah, and of course,
Presumably away from the giant puddle of water so you can actually burn them.
yeah, and shove the ballista aside because I doubt that I can move this big motherfucker. Or
Yep, so eventually get things moved aside, and we are going to do all the loot and everything in between this and next session, and
I
just
mean-
recount everything to everyone, as it has been about
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
I'm surprised
just
my
like
headache went
if you
away.
don't mind me, I would like to hear Cece's reaction to seeing the big ass wood pile.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one of the first things I'd probably go and check is like, now that everything's done, I'm like looking at my gun and I'm like, fucking hit your target. And I just like put it and I put it back in its holster and I'm like,
You walk over to the door, you find out that it is locked. Instead of expending your ammo, you decide to look through the corpses of all this mutants.
You
And
asked Sigismund if he found the key.
And you proceed to go over the big guy's body, and he does appear to have a key to the door that is behind you, and maybe other things, because it looks pretty generic.
right. Yeah, I'll take it and I will unlock the door.
Assuming,
Right.
I mean, it will take a while for Sigismund to get his shit done, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, I'm not looking to haul it immediately. I just like I want to see
Around-
when I open the door.
Around the
I was-
time when Cece finally goes through the door in its entirety and is already walking down the hall is about when 32 wakes up.
How much should I heal from a stim pack? I'll remove that from my inventory.
I do not recall what it says for stim packs in this, so I'd have to double check. I need to find.
You'll need to get healed up by Portman back at base. Because he's the only one we haven't taken along.
I need to find the bloody consumable section. I'm not finding it yet.
I can see stem, but I don't see stem pack.
Is it fine if we just worry about that later? Because
Yeah, I'll take care of it later.
Yeah.
All right.
You're awake. That's all what matters. I
Yeah.
doubt that we'll get in another fight already.
I'll just give myself 1 HP so it doesn't look so fucking weird.
Yeah, if I walk out of here and Deadpan's like holding a gun at me, oh no, it's throwdown time. He'll be like, "Thanks for the loot, suckers," and I'll be like, "So you do talk."
No, no, nothing with Deadpan happens.
I think Deadpan heard all this and went, "Not my problem."
Yeah, he's just hearing
Yeah,
like
basically.
explosions, screaming. He's like, "I smell drugs, like a lot."
Yeah. But
Yeah, so when I find down the hall.
CC walks down the hallway and turns around, walking into a room that, frankly, just makes your jaw drop instantly. It is filled with assorted. It's basically a dragon's horde. Just
Yeah,
sitting there, of
looking
loot
out
of various
over,
types.
like,
He's saying the
Guns.
fact
The
that he calls
ammos,
a
the
dragon.
guns, the jackets, the pile of like money and other bullshit. I would just like drop to my knees and just be like, "It's beautiful."
Man, challenge
It is-
kind of bullshit for a level 1 trait.
I quietly whisper to myself just so nobody can hear me. I'm just like, "Yeah, I totally would have traded that guy for this."
Take additional corruption.
How dare you? I'm no more corrupted than I was before.
You're still thinking about it.
The same decision that he just hasn't changed his mind.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
But no, I'm just like, I'm like looking at it and I'm like, okay, gotta get all of it.
At least
If
I
you get
didn't
all of it,
die
gotta
from
pack
fucking
all of it.
poison.
True. I just
Alright.
want to.
What does toxic even do?
I just sort of imagine that 32 just wakes up as soon as Sigismund lights the fucking mutants on fire.
Yeah.
Y'all making barbecue.
There's
Ew.
really disgusting smelling barbecue cooking, as we call it for today's session. Thank you,
Yes.
everyone,
Alright.
for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been a lovely session. They got a lot more done than I thought they would this session, and we went a lot longer than I expected, but that is absolutely fine. Hopefully we'll see you all again in 2 weeks' time for the next session of Necromunda. We have no session of Pathfinder tomorrow, as is Easter Sunday, and I felt it would be wrong to punish players for participating in things like holidays. So there's that. And this upcoming Saturday we have Mordheim again, the Warhammer 40 campaign that Sigismund runs.
Or
Mary's
we-
runs.
Or we should. I'll double check if I have Easter stuff going on then or not. Because yeah.
Next Saturday is not Easter. It's this weekend.
Fair, but still.
Tomorrow is Easter Sunday. See if you have anything. If you have, like, that's just a general. Let me know if anything happens. But
Yeah.
with that in
If I have
mind,
anything, I'll just
thank you, everyone.
fucking do another
Yeah.
side campaign thing probably. Anyway.
fair
Bye,
enough.
guys.